Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates, 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425, or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.
The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Welcome to the D-Line.
Illegal contact! Number 51! Senkutsu elbow thrust! To the up back! Oimawatsu roundhouse lunge kick! To the quarterback! Takatami insword block to the... Shoot, never mind. 15 yards! First down!
Live football podcast on the Disruption Network.
You just got the feeling that he spelled the 8-hole and then got it in the end zone.
You find out life's this game of inches. So is football.
And now, here's your hosts, Chicken, Caleb, and Sills.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Welcome to the D-Line, everybody.
Hey.
We have a special guest joining us tonight, Caleb.
Right.
I'm back. Back.
Triple C back in effect.
Yeah, he's in for Gaffney tonight.
Yeah, shout out to Gaff for filling in for me, man. Oh my gosh, it was. So I got caught down south on work, and then I started a new job last week, so I had to go train there for the night. So I apologize, gentlemen. I was MIA on you. So, but
It's
I'm
all
back
good.
now. We're back now, and man,
Yeah,
do
man.
we have a lot of shit to talk
Yeah, we
about?
do. Yeah, we do.
Woo! Oh man.
It's more of like, how do we go about and tackle all this?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
it's like
No
insane.
pun intended.
Woo!
It's pretty insane the amount of
Is-
transactions have been going on the past week.
Oh my gosh! Once free agency
Kind
opened,
of
it
weird.
was unbelievable.
Well, no, it's loud enough. It just sounds different this week.
Well, it's a whole new system, so.
Yeah.
It does sound a little bit different, but I like it.
It sounds like I'm in a tin can, kind of. As long as it sounds good to people
Hot
listening,
lunch.
right?
Well, at least we got the hot lunch.
Right. Yeah.
I did break that out on the baseline yesterday.
Did you?
I did
Okay.
break out
Oh,
a
man.
hot lunch.
All right, you gave him one, I guess.
Gaff
All right.
was the only one that really got it.
Yeah, exactly. JP was like, whoa.
But before we get started, I do want to announce that we will be on Varick Street at O'Donnell's Pub on the deck on the upper deck and upper decker.
Ooh.
And for St. Patty's Day, we're going to be the whole D crew be out there partying. Party is brought to you by Nick Pasalacqua and Associates.
Nicky P.
For legal help, you better call Nick. Call attorney Nick Pasalacqua and team at Pasalacqua and Associates 315-500-NICK.
Nick's good shit, man.
CNYTrialLaw.com.
I like Nick.
He's a good dude.
Good
like
read.
Nick.
He was on here. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. You sold that.
Thank
Nick
you.
would be proud.
Yeah, he was on with us Tuesday. He came on and he has some great information, man. Don't drink and drive, but if you do, call Nick.
Call him up. Call him up. So, man, but what, like, I can't say that we struggled, but we came up with a lot of topics to talk about over the last few weeks, but I don't think we'll have to do that tonight.
No.
Fucking
Absolutely
A, man.
If the booklet I brought in is any indication
oh
of
my gosh.
what the hell
This is great.
transpired in the past week.
And the fact that we can finally stop talking about Kirk freaking Cousins.
Oh, I don't know if it'll end. I don't know if it'll end, man.
Well,
I'm a little
now I just hope he
disappointed.
dies. I mean,
I'm a little disappointed that he's not a Jet. I really thought he was going to be a Jet. I thought that we had talked about the guaranteed money, and I really thought that was going to be the move, and who's going to come to New York. But Minnesota, man, that's a good team to go play for, right?
They are. But somebody else brought up a good point. I think it was Kurt Warner, that he should have went to the AFC. To a team in the AFC because there's less competition, there's less roadblocks to get to the Super Bowl. Because how long is Tom Brady going to be there? Probably another 2-3 years. So after Tom Brady, and then you got Big Ben and Philip Rivers.
Yeah,
all old. Yeah, Cousins is
tooth.
Relatively young.
Who do you got in the AFC that's going to be the leader in the AFC? Right? I mean, who's the next young? I mean, from the Titans, you got. Mariota.
Well, Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. We don't know. The jury's still out there.
Still out there, not proven yet. Mariota, still, I think.
Carr's relatively young.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Derek Carr. Yes.
Sorry, I salivated a little.
Yeah, Watson and Carr. I did forget about those guys. I do really like those guys.
I almost sent you the video the other day of him and J.J. Watt running together.
Oh,
they're both back like running, and I was like, oh, Sill, man.
Was there an ambulance behind him?
I better make sure. Better make sure Sill's in a private room for this one. Send that over to him. Fuck. But yeah, I mean, I kind of felt like Minnesota came out of nowhere, like right as free agency kind of started. I know that they had been talking about it when their quarterback situation, like they really didn't know where they were going to go. But it's kind of pretty wild to me that they just were like scrap all three of them. Fuck it. We're going to Kirk Cousins.
I was really surprised about letting Bridgewater go. That's the only one that threw me for a little bit of a curveball.
I wasn't at all.
You hate Teddy.
He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. No, I know.
And to keep a guy like that on your bench for that hasn't played in 2 years, and he was just starting to get better.
Yeah.
He wasn't that. He's not proven.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, none of those guys I felt were proven. Case Keenum, these guys had one-hit wonders. So I don't think any of them were really proven. I mean, Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, one year's even the head coach through Keenum shade. Now I sound totally different. What's going on, man?
You sound great to me. So
okay, as long as I sound good in your earphones. In my, I'm getting some kind of weird, but whatever. Even the head coach from Minnesota threw him some shade when he went and signed. Basically to the fact that he had a 50-50 year at the Rams. Now one good year here. Which Keenum are you going to get next
Just
year?
kind of a dirtbag move, man.
It was
for what that guy did for them last year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like when you have injuries the way that they had them last year when Bradford went down and stuff like that. You go to Keenum. It's like, I mean, a lot of times you're kind of like you're like, oh fuck, here we go. Like it's like what Miami fans did when Color went under center for them. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this year's fucked. We're done. That's the way I felt when Keenum became the quarterback.
Yep.
I thought I was like, well, here we go.
It was a game against the Bears that he came into and led them to a win.
Fuck.
He got his legs in that game.
Yeah, that's where he got started. Like that's where he first came in and never looked back.
Yeah.
But I think he's set up great though in Denver. Got a good defense.
Yeah. And they're bringing back looking through our packet here, I saw that Demaryius Thomas is back with them too. They picked up his option. I mean, that's a no-brainer, but they did pick up his option, so that's a good thing. I mean, but like you said, there's so many targets in Denver for him, and I think maybe it'll revitalize his career. I mean, this is Vance Joseph's last chance. If Case Keenum sucks, I think Vance Joseph's out in Denver next year. So
Right.
this is his last hurrah. And did you see that Trevor Siemian got traded to the Vikings?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, what? What happened there?
Yeah.
So-
Well, Kirk
and,
Cousins goes down. Who do you got? You got rid of all your quarterbacks.
Exactly. I guess you got to get
Lynch
somebody.
got let go.
Did he?
Yeah. So I could go through the damn thing. I highlighted it.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't want to sit here flipping papers.
Yeah. No, I mean that's pretty wild too to give up on that early on Paxton Lynch. I mean that dude's a big motherfucker, Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, I'm
Holy
surprised they gave up
fuck.
on him already.
Damn. But
Maybe they just need better development. Sometimes these quarterbacks go on and
sure. Sure. I mean, you look at let's see. So the 3 landing spots we had for those Minnesota quarterbacks, we've got Bradford went for 1 year, $20 million contract in Arizona.
Wait a minute. 1 year, $20 million?
$20 million in Arizona. That's what he's getting.
So McCown got 1 year, $10 million for the Jets,
$10
same
million.
as Cutler last year. That's
Yep.
ridiculous for a guy who's
Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford.
he's got to go to leg day.
I'm really not a Sam Bradford guy. He's
No, me
never
neither.
done
No.
anything for me.
Nope.
Like he just seems so fucking mediocre.
He's Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not to mention too, you're looking at Arizona, who just John Brown is gone. Their number 2 receiver. You know, I mean,
Well,
Larry's still there, and
But
stuff
now
like
they're saying
that,
they
but-
can't afford to pay the Badger, Honey Badger.
Yeah, well, he's gone.
How
I
the
don't
fuck
need
you
no
not
stinking Badgers.
You got a guy who, can play multiple positions.
Yeah.
Who's great at those positions.
Yeah.
But you're not going to pay him, but you're going to get this journeyman quarterback that's been,
Sure. Why not?
hurt every year of his career.
My thing is if you're Arizona, and I think this goes back to the respect that they have for Larry Fitzgerald. If you're Larry Fitzgerald, why not just say fuck it and go and just and go with a rookie quarterback? Go up and get Darnold, or go up and get Rosen, or go up and get Allen, or go get Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's name's popping up more and more nowadays. Why not just go for it?
Right.
Go all in.
Or bring in a Trevor Siemian to be your backup.
Or bring in Trevor Siemian, and when he shits the bed, then you go to the rookie.
I would have never gave Bradford that kind of money.
Not
Absolutely
a fucking
not.
chance. That guy's so fragile, it's not even funny.
Exactly. You don't know if he can even be in the game.
Yeah.
And when he was last year, he wasn't that good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the Bears were beating him that game.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt, and then Case Keenum brought him back. Case Keenum deserved another chance. And you know what?
Sure.
I'm glad he went to Denver because I actually can root for him. I think he's a kid. I didn't think got a fair shake in the Rams.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was as bad as everybody made him
He was a
out to
Jeff
be.
Fisher quarterback. That's why.
Exactly. We're starting to see that now.
Yeah. Those quarterbacks do pretty well.
I would like to see how he pans out there in Denver.
Yeah.
Like getting him out on some bootlegs and really working to his strengths. And
Yeah, he's got for a little guy. He's smaller. For a little guy, he's got a heavy arm. Jesus, strong arm.
Dude, we seen that play to Diggs.
Yeah,
I mean,
Right.
he's got a strong arm in the thin air in Denver. I mean, shit. You're going to play there 8 times a year. So
and he's got some cojones on him. He'll stand in there and take that hit. So I like the kid.
Oh, I meant Brock Osweiler. That's what I was saying. Sorry.
Brock
Yeah,
Osweiler's
he got
gone?
declared free agent. That's
Okay, so
Yeah.
now if you're Arizona, I would take a Brock Osweiler before I take
well,
Bradford.
Arizona did. They took this. They took this guy named Mike Glennon. They signed this guy named Mike Glennon.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I heard that.
They
too.
gave Mike Glennon
Yeah.
2-year contract.
I would
so-
have got rid of both those guys and taken Brock Osweiler over.
How
both.
he got picked up so fast.
What does a 2-year contract do? What are they doing in Arizona? What does a 2-year contract do there? You give Bradford the 1 year for $20 million. You give Glennon,
They're
Glennon's
drafting a quarterback.
obviously, yeah, you're right. But Glennon's deal, you guys are gonna hate this, makes a little bit more sense to me than Bradford, and here's why. It's because you're getting him for a good backup value.
And he's still young.
Okay, yeah,
And he's not always hurt.
And maybe with a new coach or and a new coach in Arizona and a change of pace or something like that, maybe that works for him. Maybe that's good for him. But man, what are we doing? What are we doing in Arizona? What the fuck is the point? What point are we trying to make here? We're going with Sam Bradford, sucks. Mike Glennon sucks. What do? That drove me nuts, but I'll tell you what, I am damn happy about my New York Jets quarterback situation right now. I know you.
No,
I love it.
McCown's serviceable. He did great last season, so hopefully he can keep on that. He's smart as hell.
He is.
He really is. He's just he's just not your typical fucking 6'5", fucking 225-pound quarterback.
Yeah, and he's a team guy too. He's
right.
a team
yes.
guy.
So you're going to be fine for another year.
Yeah.
I think. Do you just need more playmakers? Maybe. You
you're
gotta
right.
you gotta get that running game back now.
Yeah.
Forte's gone.
They just signed Coldwell, which
Which
is
a good
I mean,
pickup.
is good. I'm not like blown away by it, but I mean, in a two-back system, I think him and Powell will be very good together. You know, I don't like today what happened today with the Jets. I think the Safarian Jenkins thing, he's gone. He's in Jacksonville now. That sucks to lose that tight end because he was coming on strong, and I heard it was over $2 million. Yeah. And I heard it was over $2 million. It's like, give the fucking guy the money. We've got so much fucking cap space. Give it to him. Give it to him. Give him a $2 million. He's played well. He played really well in his resurgence from he had an alcohol problem and drug problem and stuff like that. And now he's come back, and now Jacksonville's got him. And he just made Jacksonville just that much better. You know? Like, what the fuck?
Here's where I bring up the NFL cap space, and let's see where the Jets are.
Let's check the cap list.
I was surprised that was it Eifert? Was it
Tyler Eifert? Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that they're talking about having him as a free agent.
Yeah. Yeah, he just re-signed too. He signed a
But
one-year
he is
deal.
always hurt too. He's one of those other ones that are like
Jets have jumped up to number 1.
Yeah,
since the Browns, Browns have been killing it the past few days.
Sure.
Jets are at 82 mil.
Yeah, and you know what? You know where I think the Jets' next move should be, and I know this is going to come because he had a really down year, and I think you get him on the cheap. Terrell Pryor.
Yeah.
Give me Terrell Pryor because Nunwa will be back this year. He got hurt in the preseason last year. They've got Jermaine Kearse, who they traded for last year, who played well. You bring Pryor in, you've got 3 good wide receivers right there, 3 decent wide receivers to give Bridgewater or McCown the options. And McCown's going into camp as a starting quarterback. They've already into the season. I mean, he wouldn't come back if he wasn't promised.
He
that.
has to.
He has to.
Absolutely has to.
So he wouldn't come back otherwise. So it's why the fuck not? Go after a guy like Terrell Pryor. Give him a prove me 1-year contract.
Well, from what I'm seeing, the Seahawks and the Rams are interested in Pryor. So
yeah.
Well, the Rams just signed Aqib Talib.
Did they really?
Yeah, which I think is a huge pickup for them.
That is. Well, dude, think about how good that NFC West has gotten. Sherman's in San Francisco now. San Francisco's John Lynch is putting together a decent team there.
Well, they just traded their center today.
I saw that. Yeah, to Miami.
So,
and Carlos Hyde
is
gone.
You know what kills me is Miami cut their center.
Yeah, so why not?
So they traded with San Fran. You know that center is Miami
Pouncey.
center is Pouncey's going to fucking
San Fran
now.
Because they need a center,
right?
You know?
So they're just switching spots. I don't really know from how bad Moore and Cutler got tackled, sacked as many times as they did.
Yeah.
Is that really going to be a beneficial pickup
for
Garoppolo playing under center? So
Janine?
I think
Jimmy G.
Janine Garoppolo.
So I think they may have ruined a little bit of the chemistry there. Getting rid of the center.
I doubt it. It's not like they worked years together. I mean, he played 7 games,
right? But they didn't seem to have any trouble with him there. They got the rapport going through a training camp together after that.
They didn't go through a training camp.
No, I'm upcoming.
Yeah, but he's going to be upcoming with the new center.
New center, right. I'm just saying.
He'll actually have more chemistry with the new center than he would with the old center.
If San Fran shits the bed with blitzes up the middle, I'm okay with it.
I'm saying that he's going to have more chemistry with the new center than he did with the old center. He only played 7
I
games
agree
with
you,
one,
but they would already have a relationship. Now
they're going to go through a whole training camp, an off season, and actually have to work together and practice.
Do you think they'll sleep together?
Yes, probably. It is San Francisco.
Oh, yes, they will.
Bunkmates.
Hey, robot in the house.
Word up.
But and then everybody's. I mean, you bring up Miami. Everybody's jumping ship in Miami. Pouncey asked for his release today, which you don't see much.
I want out. This is where we need a Halloween.
This is the
drop.
Jayev effect.
Yeah.
Leave Miami, you go win a Super Bowl. Same thing with Chicago. I can't really talk shit there, but.
Eagles got rid of Blunt.
Yeah, I hope he's a Jet.
Yeah,
because
he's a free agent.
We're winning
the fucking Super Bowl.
That's possible.
Yeah, why not?
Because again, I just said it 3 minutes ago. They need a run. They need running game.
Yeah, it would make sense there. I mean, there's so many. The pieces are just like I open up Twitter now and I just look at Adam Schefter. Here he is with something new every few minutes. Ian Rappaport, new story. Somebody else signed. It's been wild. It's been bedlam. This fucking free agency shit, but I love it. My Jets are getting better, baby. They're coming. And your Bears are getting better too, boys. The Bears.
But going back up in the Aqib Talib pickup, if the Rams win a Super Bowl, let's just say hypothetically they go and win a Super Bowl,
The Rams win a Super Bowl.
Wouldn't that be 3 Super Bowl from 3 different teams that Akeem Talib would win?
Yeah, that would be Denver. It would be Denver, New England, and L.A.
Yeah.
Right.
And L.A.'s stacked. They're coming, man. They're coming. That team is.
And that
fucking
almost
good.
might put him into talks of Hall of Fame.
Right, because he did it with 3 different teams. He would be the first guy to win have 3 rings
Would
with
that
3
be
different
3?
teams.
Well, would that be the first player ever?
No, because you got Blunt.
Blunt did with 2, right?
2.
Didn't he do it with Steelers? Steelers, New England, and
I don't know. I'm not sure. Sill?
Well, let's
LeGarrette Blunt. Wikipedia page.
Yes, that's it.
Where's he at?
Because that would be kind of interesting because then it'd be.
Imagine if they're on the same team. Maybe Blunt goes and backs up fucking
Gurley.
Gurley.
Wow, can you imagine?
You know, like would the game break at that point? Would the game break at that point or no? Like
I think like LeGarrette Blunt would be always like on a 1-year deal with every team. They'll be trying to sign him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like good luck charm.
Yeah.
He was only with Pitt in 2014, and that was for part of the year.
Yeah, because you know what? He got traded back.
Traded to New England.
And that he did win 2 Super Bowls with New England. He got traded back.
Oh, that's when he got caught with the blunt.
Yeah.
That's right.
He had that little weed issue.
Him
little
and
weed issue.
Bell.
Yeah. Shit.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring in the sheet, guys. It's totally fucking. It's too big to fucking. I should have just fucking highlighted shit and brought in the highlights. It would have been one sheet would have been easier.
What the fuck camera now? This camera. These are the sheets that Silver brought in. They're front and back. This is all the shit that's been going on in the past couple days in the NFL.
Sil also printed them at his place of work, probably. So if there's a color printer down where he works, if the color printer's out of ink where Sil works, we all know what happened. But
it's awesome. Somebody else was logged into the printer, so I used their account.
Oh, sweet.
That's the best.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck you. But what about let's talk about your Bears, boys. Let's talk about your Chicago Bears. Making moves, making
a lot
plays.
of transactions the past few days. Most of them I've been on, Robinson and Gabriel. And
I love Robinson. I love the Allen Robinson.
I like the pick. I don't know a lot about him. And I know he's coming off an injury that kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
But if he can stay healthy, he can be a stud.
He's coming off that an ACL though, so it's like nowadays that's kind of like a it's like clockwork for these surgeons that do it, and the recovery is usually pretty easy unless you're Sam Bradford and you're fragile. But I mean, I really I love that move. I really think it's a great move for them. I think he's gonna give Trubisky a lot of options, and I think it's gonna really help him. Now, you know where else I'd go too if I was them right now? He just got released today. It's Michael Crabtree.
No, I'd rather them sign Cam
I want him to go to San Fran, so it's him against Sherman again. I want him to go to Seahawks. I want him to go to Seattle, so that fucking rivalry gets back there.
I would prefer them to sign Cam Meredith, a guy that's younger.
Okay,
It's worked with the team.
Well, they just released him.
Well, no, he's a restricted free agent. That's what it says according to your sheet.
Okay, then he's a restricted free agent. So yeah, he's not signed yet.
It's going to be tougher whenever usually somebody becomes a restricted free agent. Unless you're like a star, it's tough to get them away because you've got to match a draft pick.
Right.
They match a draft pick to a guy like a Nunwa with the Jets, the wide receiver. He's a restricted free agent for a second-round tender, which means they got to give up a second-round pick for him.
Right.
So it's like,
but the team
that
he's a free agent for still doesn't have to sign him.
Yeah, they can kind of just tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
It's after a certain date, so it's till I think it's June 1st.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's June or July.
June or July 1st. Then once you pass that date, then he's unrestricted.
Right.
So I bet they do work out a deal for him. Why not?
With that Robinson pick, and then like with Gabriel, White, depending on how he comes back, and then you add Meredith into the mix. They got a good little unit. But you know what I mean? They got some guys that can play. We didn't have. I would have loved to have Cam Meredith and Kevin White last year.
Oh hell yeah!
You know what I mean? Like we had no starters at all. So you add him with other guys that are proven.
Well, that's the thing. Gabriel's wasn't really a starter, so we picked up another second string guy. Even when we picked up the Bears picked up Trey Burton again, not a starting tight end,
but he could be.
He could be.
He has the talent to
could
be one. But when you got Zach Ertz,
Gabriel undrafted. Burton,
dude, Zach Ertz.
I think he was undrafted. So we're getting.
Zach Ertz was one of the best tight ends in the league last year. There's no way you're going to supplant him. You know what I mean? There's just no way. So like he had to be that much better. There's nobody else. Gronk didn't have as much as Zach Ertz did last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to supplant him as a starter.
Yeah, I think this is his.
Actually, Jimmy Graham and the tight end from Tampa were the top 2 tight ends in the league last year.
Great.
I would disagree with
Go
that.
ahead, look it up.
Look it up.
I already did today. That's why I can fucking say what I'm going to say.
No, I mean, I
surprisingly, that's why Tampa just re-signed their tight end to a new deal because he was the number 2 tight end in the league last year.
I like the Trey Burton pickup because I think this is, here's kind of piggybacking off the Ertz thing, I guess, is when was he ever going to get his chance? He's got to get his chance at some point.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's why I don't hate it, and I don't think you hate it either.
No, I'm just I wasn't happy until I saw the Chase Daniel pickup for a backup QB.
Yeah,
that's I was mediocre on everything else the Bears did.
Sure.
Hey, we got a new kicker.
I do like that.
That I'm okay with.
Who is it?
Cody
Parkey. Yeah.
From Miami.
What I didn't like what the Bears have done is you have 4 starting linebackers gone now.
Acho got re-signed today.
Big deal. Great.
Isn't he a special teamer?
Pretty much.
Isn't that guy like a special teamer? Basically?
I mean, he's decent. He's okay. But like when Freeman was a great linebacker.
Yeah.
Pernell McPhee. He was hurt a lot. Christian Jones, I really liked Christian Jones. Here's a guy, another free agent, or I
think
non-draft pick.
Signed somewhere, didn't he?
Yeah, the Lions.
The Lions.
Wow,
picked
him up.
He was an undrafted.
Signed him for a 2-year deal, I believe.
No, this guy, I'm telling you, last year he played well. If the team did better, he probably would have got a Pro Bowl nod. He just played lights out last year, and he was starting to come in his own. Then you get rid of my boy Willie Young.
Willie Young.
I love Willie Young.
Yeah, me too. I was really
I love me some
disappointed.
Willie Young. And, so that's 4 linebackers.
Yeah.
4 that you're missing from me. How hard is that to
and you're a 3-4 defense, so
and
you really need linebackers.
And you haven't signed Fuller back. You know what I mean? So, they signed Prince Makamura. Big fucking deal. The guy's always hurt.
I'm not overwhelmed at what they've done so far in free agency at all.
They need to address the defense. They need to sign Fuller.
Between what the Packers and the Vikings have done.
What about the Packers signing freaking Jimmy Graham?
Yeah,
and you watch, they're gonna go after Matho.
Teron?
No, I actually heard that, but I'm like, don't they have fucking Clinton Dix there sitting back there at safety?
Yeah, but
so why would you go after him?
Yeah.
If you can have
If you want a quality back, I mean, well, no, that's
he's
the thing.
way
He's a starter.
better. He's
I know.
way better.
He's a starter, but why would you want to do that to yourself? I mean,
handcuff yourself.
Competition, breeds greatness.
I'll give you 2 words.
Great.
Why they would do it. Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
He is another version of Charles Woodson. He could play linebacker. He could play safety. He could play corner. You know what I mean? He could stop the run. He's always there to pick off the pass. I mean,
the Packers D. This is why we needed Keith J in here today. What the fuck? Both our guests backed out. Gross.
Deplorable.
Yeah.
and he said he's at practice. Man, I know you don't go to practice.
And fucking practice ain't till 9 o'clock.
You talked to your coaches. We know you ain't practice.
Does Matthew fit with the Bears? It's safety. I don't know much about the Bears secondary. Really.
I would like him.
I don't know dick about the Bears secondary.
They're
very
young.
Yeah, they're young. So yes, I would like him.
I would, but then again, I like the continuity you're building with Eddie Jackson, the rookie, played great last year, and then Amos had his best season as a pro, and he can hit like a truck. So I like the continuity that they could build there with those 2 guys. You can have yourself a making of their own version of Legion of Boom, especially if they can bring Fuller back. Sure. And I would like to go draft a nice young corner.
Yeah, you would.
From to fill in for.
It makes sense.
A Makamura. Yeah. Because a Makamura, I mean, he's a corner for hire. He's a 2-year guy. Whatever. He's okay. I don't hate him. I don't love him. But build that unit and get them cohesive together and build that chemistry, and then fill in with the linebackers. You know what I mean? I feel like you keep that younger unit, and that's why. Otherwise, I would love for him to be there, dude. You're laughing every time I say that.
I'm like, you fucking unit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I got to be fucking 10 years old when we're trying to fucking have a serious conversation?
Oh, by the way,
giggly.
Gaffney checking in, and he said he wants Sam Bradford's agent.
Yeah, so do I.
But then he also said give him Pryor in Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean Buffalo's getting better too, man. Fuck, I mean Jordan Matthews is out there, so I mean that it would make sense. That he would.
Buffalo's got fucking 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. 5 in the first 3. They trade an O lineman to
that was interesting.
Cincinnati.
Wasn't that a weird trade, Cordy Glenn? That was an interesting.
Really,
I've never
fucking
seen
weird.
it.
They traded him a fucking was it center?
No, he was the right tackle. I
Right
think.
tackle
Yeah.
to move up from 21 to 12 or something
Which
like
is
that.
genius, by the way.
Yeah, that's fucking great. And from what I'm seeing is they're doing that to make it more appealing to move up even higher in the draft.
Sure. It's
to
a stepping stone.
Right.
Yeah.
They're looking. I guess they're looking to get another 3rd round to make it 2 firsts and 2 thirds, just to move up.
Well, that's what somebody mentioned.
Within the top. I'm hoping they. You know what? If I'm the Bears, fucking take 2 firsts in that 3rd just to move up to 8.
Yeah.
If their quarterback they're looking for is still available, because 12 ain't so bad. When
12 and 22.
Well,
fuck.
Somebody mentioned. I was watching today, and they mentioned maybe Cleveland trading down their 4th pick.
Yes, yes, that's possible. Right.
That's the spot if somebody wants a quarterback.
Yep.
Right, Buffalo.
Yeah, that's
Buffalo
the spot.
Wants a quarterback. So now Buffalo, you make a trade with Buffalo, you get like a first, their first, and then maybe a 2nd and a 3rd.
Sure.
Right.
Or whatever, and then they move up to 4th, and now they get that quarterback that they want.
Are we all in agreement that Saquon Barkley's going to be the first pick for the Browns? He has
better
to
be.
He has
Yes.
to be.
He better be.
Right, he has to be.
I was hoping Dave would be here, but for this, but
if you go Barkley for the first, Giants are probably going to go quarterback. Colts are not going quarterback. They've got 2, 1.5.
Yeah, do you? I don't know.
Well, does Luck come back?
I would if I were Indy, I would pick up a quarterback absolutely because
not
Luck
after-
is such a wishy-washy.
Not when you go after when you go after Jacoby Brissett last year. I mean, I think Jacoby
but that was out of
Brissett's
a
their
need.
guy.
Yeah, but he's a good quarterback.
He's decent, but he's not. If you can pick up one of these like guys in the draft that they expect to be really good, you know what I mean? Like Brissett was never that guy.
I see what you're saying. The other reason I'll disagree is because I don't. I think they have so many other needs. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't know about Andrew Luck.
Sure.
You don't even know. They said he hasn't even thrown a ball yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have no idea how he's going to come back. He wasn't that great before he got hurt. And Brissett, let's say Brissett is good. So now you let this kid play under Brissett. Groom him the way you want him to be, and then Brissett could also become trade bait later on next
Their
year.
defense was really fucking bad. Their O-line was really fucking bad.
Yeah, but is there one player that's going to fix that? I mean, I don't know.
There's not one player that's going to fix any fucking team.
I don't know. I feel like with Indy, you got to kind of expect to lose Luck.
Well, except Denver. Denver needs a quarterback.
No, they got a quarterback.
Now they do. I'm just saying, just to retract on the sentence I just said, if one player could change a team, what would it be? That'd probably be Denver. They were decent. They had a decent defense. Offense, they just needed a fucking quarterback, really.
But you got Frank Reich at the helm, too. I don't know. I think he would want a quarterback. I think he'd want a nice, shiny new quarterback that he can groom under his own tutelage. You know what I mean?
Give me Andrew Luck in New York. If you're
there
I'll
you go.
take him.
I'll take Andrew Luck with a bum arm.
And that's where I think
fucking Andrew Luck.
And that's where I think you might get some trade bait.
Yeah.
Trade Andrew Luck with some other package, and
I think you're fucking crazy,
So
but I like it.
Yeah. So Cleveland stays gets rid of 4 and gives that to Buffalo. They're again. So let's say Colts do choose a quarterback, which I don't think they are. That still leaves 2 of the 3 quarterbacks left.
I'll be honest with you. I think, and I hear it a lot from talking to my friends in Buffalo and our Bills fans and stuff like that. I'll tell you something. You know who everybody in Buffalo wants? So 12 might make sense to stay there. Is Baker Mayfield. They want him bad in Buffalo. I don't know why. I don't know what blows him away. I would rather have one of the other 3. But man, if you go think about it. So if you're on
Jets,
draft
Bucks, 49ers, no. Raiders, no. Dolphins could at 11.
Tannehill restructured, so he's got 3 years left. So
Right.
I think he stays. So that's tough. But yeah, I mean.
So you could have the big, Rosen, Mayfield, and Josh
Allen,
Allen,
Jake Rosen, and Sam Bradford or Sam Darnold.
Darnold, that's one.
Oh man, I can't get that fucking guy out of my
All right, so
head.
there's 4.
Fuck.
So okay, so they could get one at 12.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's enough quarterbacks out there that I don't know. I think that if you're Buffalo, train up to 4, you can get a good quarterback.
Yeah. You're
And I also think
you're most likely getting your choice.
And I also think with the Browns, though, even if you don't trade down, you stay at 4, you take Barkley at 1, and then you still got a good chance at another really good quarterback at 4.
Somebody you can mold, under Tyrod.
Yeah, Tyrod's enough. He's a good enough quarterback.
Because they just traded Kaiser, so fuck it. Yes.
And he's got enough weapons now.
Yeah.
He had nobody, even at the caliber of Gordon and Landry, on that team at all. That when he was with Buffalo.
Dude, I was so hoping they were going to release Gordon. I would love to see that dude in a Bears uniform. He impresses the shit out of me.
Yeah, he gets high.
Yeah.
But he is a stud, man. That kid, he can play, and that's his only.
So they're solid at wide receiver right now. There's no chance.
Somebody asked me, "Don't you think he's like a head case?" I'm like, "No, he's just a pothead.
That's it.
He just smokes weed."
And guess what? He learned his lesson. Unlike Johnny Manziel, this dude learned his lesson.
Hopefully,
Hopefully, I'm not gonna stick my neck out for him and say I think the guy's good to go for the rest of his career. But if he did, he's going to be a solid performer in Cleveland.
Yeah, I think he gives an option to Landry too. He takes a lot of the double team off of Landry,
right?
And they got that tight end. I keep forgetting this kid's name.
Yeah. Joku.
Yes, and then with bringing on Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
Cleveland. I said 6 wins last year. I'm jumping it up to fucking 7 now.
But I think it could be 8-8.
8, yes, I was just about to go there, but I'm like, 7's safe.
And everyone's dogging on Tyrod Taylor, but it's like he never had those weapons. He never had a receiver the size of Josh Gordon to throw to.
I mean, let's look
Joe
at
Thomas did retire, so there's the good old tackle, but still,
he'll be all right. Let's think about it. Let's think about it this way, though. I mean, look at the. Do the Browns strike either of you guys in the moves that they've made starting to look like last year's Buffalo Bills a little bit?
No.
I think they do.
They got way more talent than the Buffalo Bills did.
That's what I'm saying.
If anything hinders the Browns this year, it's the coaching staff.
Yeah.
That's why I can't agree with that sentence, because I don't think they got the fucking balls to do what Buffalo did.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good point.
To build that fire underneath.
I agree with you. I think they should have re-energized and gone with somebody new. I think they should have, a new head coach.
The new
brings
GM
energy.
is just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And he made a huge splash.
And
congrats.
You know what blew my mind too? John Dorsey, the new GM, who was getting Kansas City. If I was him, I would have said, Hugh, see you, buddy. And I like Hugh Jackson. He got a bad shake. All right, the guy got fucked. I think
the fact that he's making coaching decisions, by the feel of the fucking players on, what should I do? He's asking players for opinions.
Yeah.
No, have your game plan in and execute it.
Sure.
You're a head coach.
Yeah, maybe he's better served as a coordinator. But here's my thing: John Dorsey comes in. John Dorsey turned Kansas City around. Well, you've got your fucking head coach right there, Matt Nagy. He should have been the fucking coach in Cleveland. He shouldn't be in fucking Chicago. You guys got fucking lucky. You guys got fucking lucky.
Actually, I'm buying more into Nagy this year than I am I'm still 50-50 on pace. He's doing the right thing as far as contracts goes, because look at all the fucking cap space we got.
Yeah.
But he's still signing, as far as I'm concerned, mediocre fucking players. We haven't made that splash.
Yeah, but who were you going to sign? Who are you going to sign? There was a big
I wanted
name.
Jimmy Graham is what I fucking wanted.
They weren't going to pay for Jimmy Graham. And Jimmy Graham was...
We got fucking a shit ton of money!
And who are you going to play with? If you're going to play with Jimmy Graham with Aaron Rodgers or Mitch Trubisky, who are you going to play with?
If I'm
I never
Graham,
thought about that. I like
well,
that.
no.
I mean...
Money talks.
I would love
money
to
talks.
have
Money talks.
No,
money talks.
doesn't talk. Championships talk.
When's the last time fucking... It ain't 2009. Aaron Rodgers is a fucking feeble motherfucker.
And you go out and you get him, and you go out and get him
He's
a Jimmy
fucking
Graham.
half hit away from
and you
my
go
arm.
out and you get him a Jimmy Graham. That's what they
They
was
need
a
to
smart
fucking
move.
Green Bay needs to solidify that old fucking line to protect Aaron Rodgers instead of going out and fucking getting more fucking weapons to piss me off.
Well, it pisses me off too. But at least, I mean, I'm not happy that he's there, but
know.
it totally makes way more
But
sense than him coming to
The
Chicago.
whole reason this started, no, it doesn't. Not about fucking sense. It's about fucking going out and spending fucking money on fucking
He
weapons
wasn't
instead of a
coming there-
fucking guy with a torn ACL who still needs another fucking year to rehab.
But he doesn't need another year to rehab.
Dude, an ACL is a fucking 2-year injury. Richard Sherman
Not
is fucking
anymore.
high,
Not
and he's not
anymore,
going to
dude.
meet a fucking one of his
Not
fucking
anymore.
performances. Oh no, he'll play, but he ain't going to play to the same fucking level he
AP
was.
came out with a ACL, and he went 2,000 yards rushing the next season.
That's AP. That's one in a
And
million.
that's a running back who's got to carry the load, giggity. You know? I giggity myself.
But you got to get on that fucking drop board.
But you know, like AP, I mean, that's harder for a running back. You're doing more cuts. You're carrying, getting hit more.
I can't argue with that.
I agree. I'm a little worrisome that because he is coming off the injury, but it did happen early last year, so he missed pretty much the entire
that's
season.
the best thing is it happened like in the first quarter of the first game. Great.
But I mean, who
know.
else is out there? What other wide
Oh,
receivers?
there is
are
no
out
other. He was the
He was
top
the
wide
best
receiver.
wide receiver
That's
out
what
there.
kills me.
Who's
That's
that?
what kills me. Robinson.
Yeah.
He was rated the top free agent wide receiver.
Yeah.
So they did what they did. They went out and got the number one
I know.
receiver out there. So they
But
did what
I
they were
know.
supposed to
I
do.
know, but that's.
And then they went out and got a decent tight end. You still got.
I can't
Shaheen.
argue that.
You still
He's
got,
got a
Shaheen.
good arm.
You still got Shaheen. Who
I was looking right at you.
I like it. I think I like the pickup of Burton. I think I like. Let's see what this kid's got.
Yes, no, I like it too
Former
because
quarterback,
Zach Miller just got released, so we need that tight end.
God bless Zach Miller, though.
Yeah,
yeah.
What a shame.
So,
by the way,
we
guys,
did need a tight end, so I can't argue with it. They're okay picks.
What I
but
don't-
I wanted one that was going to.
You wanted a splash.
Make a little semen come
You
out
wanted
of
a
my wiener.
splash.
That's what I wanted.
Gabriel is more. I think he's going to be more used as a special teams.
Sure.
Probably as a slot receiver. I kind of liked. I liked Wright from last year.
Kind of right. Yeah.
I think he played pretty well when they actually threw him the ball, and they didn't have any packages for him to actually get the ball. Like it was, you know what I mean? Like they didn't run specific packages. It was like run, pass,
Yeah.
run.
By the way, guys, the Bears place first refusal tenders on Bellamy, Bryce Callahan, and Cameron Meredith. So basically, that
Cameron
means,
Meredith and Bryce Callahan, I do.
Yes.
Bellamy,
yeah, basically that just means that a team can if a team offers them a contract, they have to know what it is.
right.
They like
And they can
usually you
match
don't
it.
like you never when you negotiate a contract in sports, you don't like tell like, well, your agent will use it as leverage, but literally the team, like say the Jets want Cam Meredith, okay, they have to then call the Bears and be like, this is what we are offering him, here's the legal paperwork, this is what we're offering him, you can match it now if you want.
Right. And this is where teams always put in that one clause where, we need, they do, let's say, a $2 million signing bonus. Well, the Bears only want to pay him a $1 million signing bonus, so they'll let him go. This is where, when it comes to that, teams will load up the signing bonuses just to piss off the team.
Exactly.
He's a restricted free agent.
Yeah, out of
for.
that, you're right. Cam Meredith and Bryce Callahan, I would definitely think about keeping.
Right. Think is a key word.
Well, and I kind of like what they did there. Let's see what the market is, and it's kind of what they did with Fuller.
Right. Callahan should have been let go after the Pittsburgh game, or no, that's Cooper. Sorry, Marcus
that was
Cooper.
and they did let him go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like with Cam Meredith, I mean, he had some 200-yard games.
He was very good.
games
Wasn't
back-to-back.
he hurt last season?
Yes.
Okay.
He got hurt in preseason.
Name me a player who wasn't hurt.
That's
on the Bears.
That's kind of the common
easier.
theme for the Bears.
definitely is.
That's kind of what I'm getting.
Well, and hey, best pickup of the offseason, new strength and conditioning coaches.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
So
Get lean.
I'm really, really excited about that.
Excuse me.
We've had 20-something players plus on IR
Every
the
year.
past 2 years.
Yeah.
It's unreal. You can't win football games that way. Absolutely not. But I just wish they would address the defense a little bit more. That's what's got me concerned. The defense was actually playing really, really well, and then now you go and get rid of all your linebackers. When you're a 3-4, and now you got when you're starting cornerback, as a free agent, you didn't lock him down.
Right.
So now it's like a lot of open holes in that defense, and that's got me nervous. So
Taylor Gabriel's such an interesting pickup for me. It's like such a curveball for me. Like he was really good with Atlanta, but it's just for me. It's like he's just. You know who he's gonna be? He's either gonna be like a 2-tier down from Julian Edelman, or he's gonna blow.
Well,
going to a new team. You know what I mean? He was really good with Matt Ryan, but either he's gonna fucking suck, or you're gonna be like, holy fuck.
Well, Matt Ryan's a hell of a quarterback.
He's good. He is good.
But I see him in the fashion of
Barbie.
Yeah. No, I see him as like what you were saying with Watkins. You know, like that stretch the defense. You know, like somebody that has take the. Top off.
Watkins to the Chiefs.
You can throw Sammy Watkins over to Sam Bradford.
Great fucking pickup by the Chiefs, sons of bitches.
I agree with you.
You could put Sammy Watkins way over with Sam Bradford and
Always
they can jerk off.
Always hurt.
Dude, he's done nothing in the NFL to get me going.
Thank you.
Nothing.
Thank you very much.
Nothing. He hasn't blown me away. Yeah, he was unreal at Clemson. There's no taking that away from him. But he has done dick in the NFL as far as I'm concerned. Dick.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. You know, everyone's like, oh, like Sil over here, he was like, oh, are you crazy? I would love Watkins. No, I wouldn't. He's full gold. Like, I look at him as Eddie Royal. Same thing.
Okay.
Great potential, but can't keep on the field.
Yeah.
You know, like Eddie Royal never really surprised me with the Bears. Like, he didn't really show me much. He was average at best. So I feel like that's Sammy Watkins to me.
Yeah.
You know, show me something. Be that dominant receiver that everyone thinks that you are.
Dude, he was so, like, in Buffalo, he just didn't do anything. And he got off to a really rocky start in Buffalo when he blew the ACL. And then he came back, and I remember watching him have one really big catch one game. And, like, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sammy Watkins was supposed to come to the NFL and be that fucking playmaker. Like, he was supposed to go get it.
I'm blowing my nose.
Yeah, we're fucking shitting on Sammy.
I know. No.
He calls guys nose.
My thing is with Sammy Watkins, I feel in L.A., he's the one that took on the double teams. He's the one that stretched the defenses. He's the one that drew the defense to them. You know, he took one for the team. That's why he had mediocre. I don't argue he's got mediocre numbers. I don't feel the Rams are going to be as good in the passing game without not without him, but without someone to take that for the team.
See, I disagree. Sure. I don't think he was that guy. I think you're misled. He wasn't that guy. They were more focused on Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp.
But did they have better numbers than Watkins?
I believe so, yes.
Then that's my point.
What's your point? That he sucked?
That he sucked the double team so they could be one-on-one so they could get better numbers.
Just because he has bad numbers? No, he was barely on the field last
year.
reverse
reverse psychologied the shit out of you.
No. You just made, like, no sense. He was garbage. That's why he had no numbers. It wasn't that he was sucking up the double teams. And if you are a premier wide receiver, double teams don't matter.
I was never saying he was a premier wide receiver.
Julio Jones, he gets double teamed every single
game.
That
I agree with, right.
Odell
but
Beckham.
It is the offensive scheme. I mean, if he's drawing a corner or a linebacker and the safety, if he's drawing them both, all right, he's leaving one-on-ones for the other guys.
I think they're more worried about Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp.
Not from what I've been reading. He was drawing most of the double teams.
Were you reading it from his agent?
That's none of your business.
Did he do that in Buffalo?
Trust me, this fucking program would be way better if I had context.
Gaffney's saying Sammy Watkins equals overrated. Absolutely agree. You know, there's so many guys that can take the top off that are speedsters.
If they had a quarterback in Buffalo, I'd agree with you 100%.
I think Ted Ginn's got better hands than freaking
Oh, my God, that's gross.
You look up their numbers.
Take that back.
You look up their numbers.
You take that back right now.
Look up their numbers. Sammy Watkins versus Ted Ginn Jr. I
Oh
bet you
my
Ted Ginn
God.
Jr. in the
well,
past 2 years.
Ted Ginn's, past 2 years. Okay. Whew.
I think the past 2 years he's been way more productive than Sammy Watkins.
He might be right about that.
Yeah, well, Sammy Watkins only had, 538 yards this past year, or maybe 800 and something. But still,
yeah,
I can't argue with stats. Stats are, they're a fact.
Gaffney just said, he goes, Rams would have franchised him if they thought they. Oh.
Yeah, that. Shit, what the hell?
They did that earlier today, too.
Yeah,
I said if they're an integral part, piece of the team, they probably would have offered him something, put him on a franchise.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
You know?
They had a tough choice, though. They had a tough choice with that Joyner kid, the safety there. They were down to like him or Watkins, and I
Yeah,
mean,
they
I
just
think
got rid of Ogletree.
They made the fucking right choice.
I do too. I believe you can get a Sammy Watkins-esque talent anywhere.
Yeah.
But
I'll agree with.
And with the Chiefs, who knows? Maybe he can have like a rebirth, kind of like Ted Ginn Jr. did.
I think he's going to flourish there just because of the type of offense they run, where they spread the ball a lot.
Yeah,
right.
We'll see. I mean, it's putting him. Yeah, I mean, is he not like kind of another Tyreek Hill though? Like, you know what I mean? How many Tyreek Hills can you have really in the line?
They just seem like everybody on the team's like a
speedster spread.
Everyone
guy,
on that
like,
team is like a Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Richardson and what was the other couple guys there? They were like all these little short,
Connolly,
small, fast guys.
Well, I think to Sill's point about taking the pressure off Woods and Cup in LA. I mean, maybe Crabtree doesn't leave the West Coast and maybe he goes there. Maybe that's a fit for him.
Crabtree sucks.
I like Crabtree,
I would love for him to go to Seattle just to
Crabtree's
see
been good.
him and Sherman fight.
I wouldn't want him on my team.
Oh no, I wouldn't either. And I saw that
my grandma will give me that chain.
He's a possibility for the Bears, and I'm like, no.
No, anytime that any wide receivers out there,
Or is that what you said earlier?
Fuck,
you did.
Brought that up.
It's like every single wide receiver
Right,
that
for
gets
24/7
released
now.
or they're a free agent is a good option for the Bears.
Yeah. Sure,
Dez
24/7
Bryant,
sports, baby.
yeah.
24/7 sports.
They're terrible.
Christ.
They'd rather report first than report right. I swear to goodness, I read an article 3 days ago. Kirk Cousins signs with the Vikings. That's the headline. And underneath, and then you click on the article and you read the paragraph. Well, Kirk Cousins is still talking with other teams, but he's a high priority for the Vikings. And it's like, your fucking headline just said he signed with them.
It's clickbait.
You unreliable fucking source. Click, I'm out of there.
You lost the clickbait game.
Can you go fuck yourself?
Yeah. it's pissing me off. They would rather report it first than report it right. And it's just, it's gross.
It's frustrating. I mean, and you know who we were just talking about too? That you mentioned that where you'd like Crabtree to go is Seattle, man. What they're like just blowing that defense up. I just saw Schefter tweeted not minutes ago that they're talking to teams about Earl Thomas now, trading Earl Thomas.
Yeah, right.
Well, at this point, you kind of have to. I think the Legion of Boom is kind of done.
Talk about a blow up. Bennett's gone.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman's gone. I mean, Jeremy Lane's gone. Your top two cornerbacks are gone. All right, now we're talking. Is Cam Chancellor's gone too? I believe.
No, Chancellor's still there, but he's injured.
There he is,
Dave.
And he brought beer.
Yeah.
Oh, my man.
Dave. But that's what what are we doing here? We've got such a good offense. If you bring in another piece or two, then you're good. Like what the fuck?
Did you say pizza?
Piece.
Oh,
yeah. Piece. Pizza would be good right now though. You ordering?
I am hungry.
What's up, Dave? Dave's
Have
in the
a seat
house.
next to Sil, man.
We were talking about the Browns earlier, but we'll go back to the Browns if you want.
Yeah, I
we've actually we only touched on the Browns. We haven't delved deep into all their transactions lately because we've actually been waiting for you. So,
welcome.
Mexican standoff with a skunk outside my front door.
Who won?
Do you smell me?
I couldn't tell if you had weed in your pocket. You might want to pull that microphone right up there. No, not that one. The other one. There you go.
There we go.
What's that D tackle? Seattle. Shit. I got Richardson in my head.
Yeah, Sheldon Richardson. He's a free agent.
Right.
Yeah. He's one of the top free agents in defensive line free agents right now. I mean, it's yeah, him and Sue. Tom Ali too is out there too. It's. I mean, there's a lot of good defensive. I think Ali's going to sign with the Bills. They're talking to him too.
Who?
Tom Ali.
Tom Ali. Yeah, it might be good for the Bills.
Dude, it's insane. I mean, I just don't know what Seattle's doing. What does Pete Carroll think?
They're probably Richardson's visiting with the Vikings. Oh man, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
Would you buy like a pair of socks and they just threw that in there?
With every pack of gum, you get a free.
The socks are just orange. They're just orange socks. That's all.
It's in the trash outside the Salvation Army. Currently, there's some things even they don't accept.
What's the fucking jersey that Cleveland? How many names is on there? Well, Joe Thomas played with 20 quarterbacks, right? He said, and he can name them all. He can name them all, which is like fucking blows my mind.
Oh, that's sick.
Speaking of Dominic Sue, I was watching one of the shows today, and they had Aqib Talib, and saying, if he came down to the Rams, Dominic Sue with Aaron Donald.
Those two fucking thugs playing on the same team?
And
Jesus Christ.
And Aaron Donald on that.
Man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, lad.
That's brutal. That's a lot of fines. But that's a nasty defense right there.
Man, they're just oh fuck, that would be a really good defense.
And they picked up Peters. Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they traded for him.
So now you got 2 stud corners. Yeah,
Dude, they're fucking good. They're fucking Aaron Donald's fucking nasty too. Holy fuck.
Yeah, he is.
All right, Dave, give us the Browns take. What do you think about the moves? What do you think?
Magic of the Browns. All right, first off, anybody want a beverage?
I will take one, yes.
One.
Well, let's see. Transactions.
there's a couple.
Transactions, we got 10 additions so far via trade and free agency. Quarterback, Tyrod Taylor from the Bills.
Do you like it or
Jarvis
what?
Landry.
Do you like Tyrod or what?
I like it a lot.
You do?
Good.
I think Bills fans love to shit on whoever the starting quarterback is.
Unless his name is Jim Kelly.
95% of Bills fans' favorite player on the team is the backup quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes no sense.
That
Tyrod Taylor was their favorite until he got the start, and now they hate him.
Everybody thought fucking Peterman was the answer. That's such a fucking true point right there. That is so right. Every Bills fan loves the backup quarterback.
Every interception was just justice. It was awesome.
What do you have, like 17 touchdowns to like 4 interceptions or something
Dude,
like that?
he's going to be good for that, man.
I mean, the way the Browns are going, it looks like they're going to be a run-heavy team anyway, so you don't need them to, do much. Just like in Buffalo, you had Shady McCoy, so.
But now
when
got
he was healthy.
You got Landry and you got Gordon.
Yeah, you
and
got
then
wide receivers.
And you got a good tight end.
Who are going to suck
Coleman,
out that
you got
defense.
Landry. You got Coleman, you got Landry, you got Gordon if they re-sign him. There's talk of talking to Terrell Pryor, bringing him back in.
I forgot about Corey Coleman. I forgot about
Corey Coleman's been really good when he's been healthy, but that's the problem. He's had freak injuries his first 2 years. And then they've got David Njoku, the tight end who they grabbed last year, who looks amazing. And they just picked up.
They just pick up a tight end?
blocking tight end, yeah.
Fells?
From Detroit, Darren Fells.
Yeah.
Who's a blocking tight end for whoever they put in running back. Speaking of running back, they picked up Carlos Hyde from the 49ers.
Solid.
Good pickup.
I like that pickup. I wanted him to be a Jet.
They do what I would love to see. They will get, Daquan Barkley.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
Saquon.
I was going to ask you that. Like, where would you go at number 1? I think Barkley. Because then you got
hands down.
2 great wide receivers, great tight end,
Hand down.
and a stud running back. And then if he doesn't pan out, and you don't have to play him right away, you can let the kid develop because you got
Carlos Hyde is probably going to get hurt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because that's just how he's been. But if you got Barkley and, you got Duke Johnson Jr.
Do you see
as a pass catching option? I mean, come on.
Do you see Duke maybe going to being like a slot wide receiver now?
I mean,
They played him a lot there last year.
Slot wide receiver.
Yeah.
So it's not an immediate need, but if you throw him on the field, you don't know what he's going to be. He can run the ball. He can run that slot up.
Sure.
There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
They also shored up their offensive line. Grabbed Chris Hubbard from the Steelers.
Yep. Solid
anytime
pickup.
he can hurt the Steelers, I'm all for it.
Yeah. No kidding.
He played right tackle last year, filled in there in a couple other positions, so he can be tackle, guard, wherever they need him.
So he's the heir apparent to
Donald
Joey T.
Stevenson, who was the tackle for the Broncos.
So Stevenson's probably the heir apparent to Joey T.
Joey T.
Presumably, but I mean, they said it's kind of an open competition.
Well, yeah, because they had a guy filling in. I don't know who it was, but ever since Thomas got injured, they had somebody in there filling in.
See,
So
the Joe Thomas retiring actually surprises me.
he did it before the draft. At least he did it.
But
what
he said he was
surprises
going to do it by the start of free agency.
Well, it surprises me because of what they did in free agency. You know what I mean? This guy's played on a loser team for a long time. You know what I mean? And now they're making moves, and they get a decent quarterback. They get some, weapons around him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You think you would want to do one more?
That's what I'm saying.
I also think he's ready.
I get what you're going, man.
I think he's also ready to go into the booth, too.
Yeah,
he's got a job.
Yeah.
I heard that, too.
He
But
did a Browns
podcast, right?
podcast, every week, the Joe Thomas show.
With the ratings we get, I don't see why he wouldn't do it.
But I just think, what if the Browns, they end up going to the playoffs this year, hypothetically. Now you got to sit there and man, this guy was a perennial all-star his whole career, and then the year he retires, they end up having a competitive.
It's going to stick in his crowd. They're going to they're going to have a fucking good year this year.
They're 8-8, baby.
To bring it to baseball, look at the Yankees. Look at Donnie Baseball. Look at Don Mattingly. I mean, he was on consistently horrible teams in the 80s for the Yankees, and he retires, and then they go on their long run of winning World Series.
Joe Thomas,
But
one more
if you
year.
ask any Yankee fan if that diminished Don Mattingly's legacy, they'd be like, no, not at all.
No, I'm not saying about his legacy. I could care less about his legacy. I'm thinking about him personally, as a player, as a competitor, and now you finally got the tools around you to succeed. You would think that you would want to just see it through one more year, especially since they made the moves that they needed to do. You know what I mean? They needed to make those moves.
I think because he is a competitor, that is why he doesn't want to come back. Because he knows he can't be at the level he was before.
I
mean, the dude, I got the numbers here. 10,363 consecutive snaps.
Yeah, that's all right.
167 consecutive games he played in. In a position like offensive line. That's unheard of. That's insane.
Oh, I agree.
So I think it's a matter of him. I'm sure he wishes he could come back.
But even a declining,
right,
Joe Thomas is still better than most of the,
I would rather have half-assed Joe Thomas than the two tackles the Bears have now.
It's kind of like what we were talking about when Urlacher was retired. People were like, oh, Urlacher is declining. I would have taken the declining Urlacher over any of the shitheads that we had playing linebacker at that point.
Past 4 years.
Yep.
Yes.
For the team?
Well, no, I like Freeman and stuff like that, but like when we had fucking Rod Wilson and all those guys, yeah, screw that.
I give him. I give Joe Thomas a lot of credit. I think you want to go out on top. You never want to be that guy that's
hangs on too long.
Yeah, hangs
a
on.
la
Too long.
Brett Favre.
I like being on the bottom sometimes.
Emmett Smith.
I hate to say this.
To a lesser degree.
This might be met with a little bit of pushback from you guys, but Adrian Peterson. Maybe he's holding on a little bit too long.
No, he's a free agent now.
Yeah, I think he's holding on too long, though. I think he's another guy that I think needs to hang it up. I think he's done. I think he's toast.
Serviceable.
I don't think he had
serviceable,
enough
but
touches.
we're talking about we just put serviceable and AP in the same sentence.
And you know where he's going?
Where? The Bears?
New England.
Yeah, I mean, now that Deion Lewis is gone.
And you got that aging superstar that Belichick loves to get every little bit out of.
Is that your opinion, or have you seen something?
That's my opinion, but just like I said when James Harrison got released. As soon as he got released, I'm like, New England's picking him up.
James Harrison is now a free agent as well.
Well, I'm just saying when he got dropped last year.
I think that was more pick his brain recon kind of stuff than it was like they thought he was going to be a valid.
Get the inside track.
It was.
So, it's not like he really ever saw the field.
Yeah, James Harrison.
And the tail end of like some blowouts, but it's not like he was starting.
Yeah.
He was in there quite a bit actually because they had nobody else. I mean, everybody else got hurt. I mean, when you had T.J. Watt get hurt,
saw a lot of them in the Super Bowl.
Or not T.J. Watt. I'm sorry. In the New England, they needed that leader presence.
At his age, he was definitely more of a situational player.
Right.
Yeah.
I think James Harrison's a fucking scumbag, and I hope he never plays in the NFL again. All right, I think he's a dirtbag. So that's my opinion. By the way,
just mad he can bench way more than you.
Yeah. Want to bet? Now, Dave, just going back to Cleveland, one more thing to hit with Cleveland too. Give us, because you tried in quite a bit on the show and stuff like that when we were talking about the head coach. Give us your take on this coaching staff. What do you think? I mean, we were just talking earlier. I mean, I recommended with John Dorsey being there, why wasn't Matt Nagy the next head coach for Cleveland? Re-energize the troops.
I honestly think Hugh Jackson's got to have like photos of Jimmy Haslam with underage children.
The Marvin Lewis syndrome.
Seriously, I mean, it's even beyond Marvin Lewis though. Marvin Lewis. It would get the Bengals to like 8-8 or something.
He suspects he has pitchers. Marvin Lewis does have pitchers.
I mean,
that's the difference.
You go 1-31 over the course of 2 years. You alienate a bunch of players. You basically get a GM fired who did exactly what he was hired to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why GMs actually wanted the Browns job because it was the most cush situation possible. There's no pressure. There's no pressure. You can't get worse than you were the year before.
Yeah. Although I'm surprised the Browns didn't go out and hire.
It's all up from here.
I'm surprised the Browns didn't go out and hire Matt Millen.
Not enough potential wide receivers.
I think Fox even fired Matt Millen.
See, now that's what kills me. The Browns are going to do decent this year, and Hugh Jackson's going to hang on to his fucking job because of all the work the GM did.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
trust me, I'm furious, man.
I know.
I am not pleased.
I feel so bad.
Looking back, I was at first I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm okay with Hugh Jackson keeping his job, but now that I'm seeing what they're doing, and now that I think back, I'm an idiot because either way he should have gone. Yeah,
if they
either
lose,
way he should
it's because of fucking him. That's it. That's fucking it.
Did they bring in new coordinators?
They brought in a new offensive coordinator because he was the offensive coordinator. Because Hugh Jackson was the Hubris Jackson was the God's gift to the offense.
Hubris.
And bringing along quarterbacks. And he proved he obviously was terrible at bringing along quarterbacks after he played yo-yo with, Deshaun Kaiser in the starting role.
Yeah.
And I loved his quip today about Deshaun Kaiser. It's like, I wish him well, but we wanted to go with somebody with NFL experience and somebody who knows how to win. I'm like,
bro,
well,
you're the one who
good
put
thing
him in
that
that.
you don't have those qualifications. Yeah. I'm like, pot kettle much, buddy?
Good thing you've never done that.
Yeah.
So you're happy with the pickups? You like Landry?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, for the full rundown, yeah, let's see. What do we got?
If I was a Browns fan, I'd have
Fells, Carlos Hyde, T.J. Carey, cornerback out of Oakland, Terrence Mitchell, cornerback out of Kansas City, Demarius Randall, cornerback out of Green Bay.
That's who they got for Kaiser, right?
And Chris Smith, defensive end, defensive tackle option. I'm not sold on the Danny Shelton release or trade with New England. I thought he was a great run stuffer.
Yeah.
And they really didn't get much in compensation. Isaiah Crowell.
Thank you.
I think he'll do all right. The Crow, I think he'll do all right with the Jets.
Yeah.
Do you like him better than Hyde?
I wanted Hyde, Dave. When for my Jets, when we were in free agency, I wanted Hyde.
I mean, as long as Hugh Jackson's the coach and he continues to use running backs like he has the last 2 years, yeah, Crowell, no matter whoever comes in, isn't going to do as well. Just because he is. It's like, good running, downs, he'll pass. And once a running back gets in a groove, he'll pull him, put the other running back in. If you
Who's
watch
Mark Trestman?
Yeah. Seriously, it just made no sense.
Who do they bring in as OC? Do you know?
God, he was on Pittsburgh. Name totally escapes me right now.
Was it Malarkey or Todd Haley?
Todd Haley. Yeah, they brought Todd Haley in, who I guess kind of burned out. As well.
I don't like Haley.
Wasn't Haley a New England disciple?
No, he was
Chiefs.
Yeah, he was the Chiefs. And I think he was in Arizona for a little while too. Like, was he a head coach? I think he was a head coach in Arizona too. But I mean, Todd Haley. Todd Haley.
I gotta look this up because I know I don't like him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of personality issues.
He's a heavy running offensive.
Shit, he's related to the coach. He was a Chicago Bear coach.
Yeah,
in 2001, he was a wide receivers coach. Actually, that was a great fucking year for the Bears.
Oh man,
that was a
2001.
great
I
year.
was like in the third grade.
2001. That's the whole Keith
Goddamn
Trailer intercepted Mark Brunell and ran it down the field
NFC
year.
Championship game lost to Philly, right?
No one should ever bring up Mark Brunell on the show from now on. By the way, either.
Mark
Brunell?
I love Mark.
I was
Brunell.
trying to think of Blake Bortles. And all I could think of was Mark Brunell. I'm like, no, Dave, we're not in. We're not in the late '90s,
Todd
early
Haley,
2000s.
Jets, Bears, Cowboys, Cardinals, Chiefs, Steelers, Browns. That's a lot of teams.
Man, does he work on Oneida Square too?
He's been around.
No,
he's the kite guy. He stands there with the.
He's Jewish.
He apparently.
Oh my God.
Wow.
ITE kite.
I was like, damn, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
So glad this is your fucking company.
Todd Haley, though, I guess he's got a lot of personality issues. So he's got like 6 lawsuits out against him in Pittsburgh, and.
Wasn't Big Ben really nervous when he came over there because they had
Big Ben hates him, I guess. That's one of the reasons they let him go.
But then after he's been there, that's when Big Ben really blew up, throwing to AB.
Right. I mean, it's not like Big Ben is a pinnacle of virtue or something. I mean, Ben goddamn Rapisberger, who can't go to the state of Georgia anymore. Just like half the Steelers team.
Todd Haley got fired. 2 days after it was like this weird story about him and his wife in a bar.
Yeah.
And like he got into like a bar fight. His wife got into a bar fight that sparked him to get into
something
the
tequila
bar fight. And and I'm like
cowboy tequila or something like that.
Yeah, it was the fucking weirdest story. And then like 2 days later, they're like, yeah, we're gonna go with the quarterback coach as the quarterback coach now and the offensive coordinator. See you, Todd.
Well, man's got to back up his wife.
Yeah.
Like,
And Hugh Jackson might have some mojo from Marvin Lewis because that's where he was the OC.
Yeah.
So that might be it. We
I don't know.
We might have
It's
found
just
that.
so bad. And
Oh man.
just he never takes full responsibility.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch the game film. I'll have to watch the game film. Dude, you're 0-16, okay?
Sounds
you
like
watched
John
a
Fox.
season of losing game film. You should be able to answer some base-level questions in a post-game press conference.
I hate these post-game press conferences. I hate the ones coming out at halftime, too. Oh, yeah, I just feel
Yeah.
like if we
Those
protect
are the
ball,
worst.
We just
Yeah,
need to
those
protect
are
the ball,
useless.
not get so many turnovers, get pressure on the quarterback, and,
Susie
score the ball a
Culber's-
little bit more.
Susie Culber's like running down the sideline with
See-
like a fucking mic in somebody's face.
I agree with we got to watch game film because when you're on the field during the game, you're only paying attention to what you're paying attention to. You're not getting the whole.
Oh, I get
the
it.
whole picture.
But if you're blowing it and not calling a play or a timeout, and you watch time expire going into halftime when you're inside the 5-yard line, you got to look in the mirror, not at the game film, if you want to see what's wrong.
Right.
So we're going to examine the whole Pittsburgh Steelers fuck up during the playoffs too with their time clock shit.
Yeah.
I remember just watching, and you know what
They
too,
blew that.
I did not like Deshaun Kaiser. I did not think Deshaun Kaiser was that good in college. I like that goes back to his time at Notre Dame. But I remember watching a game, and it was exactly the situation you're talking about. They were on this happened 2 or 3 times where they were on the 5-yard line going in, and going in, and they fucking
Irish coffee.
I'm vodka here.
Okay.
And they were going in, and Kaiser just looked helpless, man. He was getting no fucking help from anybody. It's just he's at one point I think he just went like this, what the fuck do you want me to do?
I got no dukes.
Yeah, I'm a rookie quarterback in the NFL. I probably shouldn't be starting, but what the fuck do you want? Tell me what to do.
Well, once again, that's Hugh Jackson.
That's Hugh
Jackson.
Jackson. That's right on him.
Hugh Jackson loved his arm and was
if you're Deshaun Kaiser, though, you gotta be loving the fact that you're in Green Bay.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, you might not see the field unless there's an injury, but you're playing behind
Fine by me.
Rodgers.
Yeah. You get to learn from the best, and with a great offensive coordinator. The head coach. He couldn't be in a better situation to advance his career.
Yeah, he's got a couple years to prove himself to be the heir apparent too. Now he's got time
Aaron
to
Rodgers
learn.
is a half hit away.
Yeah, now he's got time to learn, and here we go. Brett Hundley sucked last year, and I like Brett Hundley coming out of college.
I think Deshaun Kaiser, right? You could learn a lot under a guy like Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers, he's the type of guy that will train these guys. That will
he'll train them all right.
Well, I mean, look what he got when he was the understudy to Favre.
Right.
I think a lot of that success he's had.
Right,
if
he came right out,
had time to sit there and watch.
Can you imagine if he came out as a rookie with a bad O-line? Because when you come out like a rookie, usually the team's not that good. You know what I mean? So I look at Cutler came out. He had what 9 O coordinators,
smoking cigarettes.
9 O coordinators. How many coaches? 2 different teams. That's really hard to succeed. And he had no wide receivers at Chicago for many years.
And he's a douchebag.
I think he's the most hated for no reason.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. I've been a Bears fan for a long time. I don't hate Cutler.
It's a tie between him and Phillip Rivers, who has the most punchable face in the NFL.
I think Cutler's just so socially awkward. It's not even funny.
See, I disagree.
Think he doesn't like being in public.
Socially, that I'll go with. Yes.
If you ever
he
watch
might be an introvert.
Yeah.
I watched a special with him and
Marshall.
Brandon Marshall. And dude, he's a ball breaker. He's just doesn't give a fuck. That was a knock on him. But then when he shows that he gives a fuck, now he's an asshole. When he reamed out the
Webb. No,
Yeah.
not Webb. He reamed out the old lineman. Yeah.
And the guy was like a revolving door. I mean,
Yes.
he was letting guys in.
He was a fucking barnyard gate.
So Cutler got in his face and was like, do your job. And everyone blew up all over the media. Aaron Rodgers, that same fucking game, did the same thing. And they're like, oh, he's a fiery competitor. He's rallying his team up. Well, Cutler, oh, he's an asshole. He's getting the guy's face.
He did the right thing.
If you're getting nailed that much in a game, you get in that guy's face. I don't give a shit.
I'm tainted with my opinion by him because he started out with the Broncos, and I mean,
I don't
my
like
other
the
team being the
Broncos,
Raiders,
but-
I mean, shit.
But when you go
that much in a game,
when you go
the guy's
9
face.
different
I
old
got it.
coordinators, it's so hard to learn a system. So I always look at it, if Aaron Rodgers was in that same scenario, would he be the Aaron Rodgers today? But he got to play behind Brett Favre, play in the same system his whole career.
Now, hypothetical here. Now, let's say Aaron Rodgers got hurt and taken out of a playoff game, wouldn't go back in, and then later that night went out and walked just fine with his wife or girlfriend out to eat at a fancy restaurant. What would you think
Yeah,
of
but
that?
you can walk.
Oh, yeah, no, I was pissed off at Cutler for that.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so fucking mad. That was gross. That, as far as I'm concerned, that was on the coaching staff for not letting him go back in.
Was it the coaching staff or him? Who made the call?
Well, anytime anybody gets a hangnail on the Bears, they're out for the season.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It is absolutely horrible.
Oh, boy, strength and conditioning coach chat with Chicken.
He's gone. Boom.
I know.
New ones.
Yep.
I was so happy
Totally,
to see that.
yeah. But that was pretty much the start of it. I mean, seriously, it wasn't. And according to the coaching staff, according to Lovey, it was that bad of enough of a injury that he couldn't come back in. But yeah, he's out later that night, and I'm still mystified.
But you can, playing football, there's times that you can, walk, but you just can't play at a high level. And they might have just thought, he couldn't. I don't know. I don't know the whole scope of it. They never really.
You got something for Jay Cutler?
Dude, I just feel like he was the most
bad
hated
optics,
quarterback.
man.
Yeah, I think he got a bad rap.
I'm glad that he's gone now. I mean, because
we definitely got rid of him a year too late.
I just feel like when you get hit that many times over and over, David Carr. Same thing.
Poor bastard.
I felt David Carr was one of those guys that never got. If he got in with a halfway decent O-line, he would have been so much better of a quarterback.
Man, watching him in Fresno State was insane.
I seen a shootout with him with the Houston Texans against Brett Favre. They just went at it toe to toe, and he just was slinging the ball around. I'm like, wow, he's keeping up with Brett Favre. He was a #1 overall draft pick.
Yeah,
but to try to be the face of a franchise, to just
brand
new franchise, because you
and Tony Baselli got hurt.
Baselli
got hurt.
Injuries
right
to the line, and the line is semi-older guys or rookies.
He just never had
no chance to gel with the line.
It's just a scrap heap team at that point. So it's that's tough. Like you said, some guys get bad reps, and you don't consider the situation that they come from. So.
But you look at a guy like Watson, where it doesn't even matter. I mean, he came to a bad team.
Right.
Well, they were a playoff team. They had a great defense, but that offense was abysmal, man.
Yeah.
They were terrible. And then once he got in there, they started killing it.
It's you know what it is? I think it's the Sean McDermott and Buffalo effect. It's that re-energize. It's re-energizing them. And it sucks for Cleveland because they're in that spot where they're like, these guys that have been there for a while. Oh, they're making all these moves. Like, this is good, And then you keep the same. You're hearing the same voice.
Well,
when you hear a new voice, it's.
If they fail this year, it's on the head coach.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone after this year. If they fail.
Cleveland's made 10 fucking transactions, whereas Dallas hasn't done jack. Fucking
I know.
How much cap room does Dallas have, though?
That's so.
I mean,
awesome.
that's part of the thing.
Oh, you want a cap number?
Even with all the
we got your
moves,
cap number.
Cleveland still has a boatload of draft picks and 68.8 million, I think, in cap room.
Thanks to the increase last week, they're up to 608,000, whereas before they were 10 million under. So they can't do shit.
Yeah. Tragic.
They can cut some of those
Wipe
idiots.
a tear.
Between them and the Steelers are at 3 million now, thanks to that. Almost 4. So we're not going to see much from them either. And
they got to still sign Bell.
They tagged him, so they got to pay him that. So
right.
So they're letting somebody go. Somebody's gone.
That's the thing too. You're going to start to see we've been through this initial kind of wave of free agency. You're going to start seeing now that the new league year is open at 4:00 yesterday. You're going to start seeing too. A lot of those veteran cuts now.
Right.
Well, yeah, because they've
got to have. You got to sign rookies now. The Giants are now down to $5 million.
Yeah.
So
because they fucking overpaid for Nate Soldier like nobody's fucking business.
So they're pretty much.
They needed him, but dude, they gave that guy almost $15 million a year.
The Giants are pretty much done now.
Like, what the fuck are you thinking? $15 million a year?
It's one thing too that the Browns are doing smart is they're front loading contracts now because they've got the cap room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean that's kind of how you have to do it. If you have a little bit of wiggle room one year, you renegotiate contracts, you front load the hell out of them.
And if a guy shits the bed, you're only paying him 1 year.
Exactly.
Money, so the next year it's not such a hit. So if they have a subpar season, let's say they're not horrible, but you might want to keep them around, see how they develop the second year. It's not that big of a hit.
Yeah. Well, it's also become another trend that you're seeing in the NFL now too. Like Tannehill just did this the other day, and a couple guys are starting to do this too. Those guys, not Tannehill so much, but other guys that might be fear of getting cut. They'll transfer money into a new. They'll basically sign a new contract and take the money and turn it into a signing bonus. So here you go. Here's if the team can make it happen. Here's $6 million. $6 million comes off your deal for the next year. Right. Now you just lowered your cap hit by $6 million for the next season. So that's becoming more popular. Like Tannehill did that.
Right. A lot of Von Miller just did it too.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of guys like a Tannehill, like a guy who was injured. He'll do it. That's a common thing. Like Tannehill got the huge deal, and then Kaputz, he got hurt. I mean, by no fault of his own, of course, but it's becoming more common to do that with money and stuff.
What do you guys feel about Amendola retiring?
No, he went to Miami.
Yeah.
Like I said, he retired.
That's just like your average old person. He went to Miami.
I was so quick to fucking tell you you're wrong, too. I was so fucking quick to tell you you're wrong.
I mean, because who was Danny Amendola before he went to New England? He was always hurt.
Yeah.
Catching
Sammy
balls in St.
He was
Louis.
what they call him, the poor man's Wes Welker at the time.
Yeah, that's because that's what they tried to do with him. Wes Welker left, and that's who they tried. They brought him in, and that's who they tried to.
And they didn't realize it was Edelman.
Yeah,
All right, gentlemen,
that's what they
this has got to be a drive-by. I've got to go head over to Nail Creek for
work.
Oh yeah,
St. Practice Day, St. Patrick's Day.
We'll wait for you from O'Donnell's on Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll stop in. Maybe we'll do a little impromptu interview. When
I can't believe you're coming out of retirement, Dave.
Yeah, one day only, man.
Fuck.
One day only.
One day only.
Tickets now.
Yeah, right.
To the gun show.
Right? All right, so gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy the beverages.
Thank you.
Shout out to Sean Gaffney. Saw he checked in there. So
yeah, he's always
Gaff.
I'll see you Sunday, Gaff. I'm coming for that title.
The baseline.
I'll see you then too.
Was it the baseline fantasy draft is on Saturday, right? What time you guys?
Sunday at 1. Sunday at
2
1.
o'clock. Sunday.
2 o'clock on Sunday. I was told 1. Maybe that's when we're going to start drinking.
1 o'clock is 1 o'clock is when we try to get people here. 2 o'clock is when it should start.
The 30-minute
Sorry, can
late.
only be brief, gentlemen.
Bye, Dave. See you, buddy.
Thanks for coming in, bro.
But
yeah. Mike. Let me do this real quick. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties. When it comes to buying a home in Mohawk Valley, you got to have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222. For commercial and residential properties, log on to cnycentralhomes.com. That's centralnewyorkhomes.com for a complete, accurate, and up-to-date listings. Ooh.
We like them. We like them. We like all of our sponsors. They're good people.
Yes, they are.
They are good shit.
And speaking of which, our St. Patty's Day party is brought to you by Nick Passalacqua and Associates. But what are we on to now?
Well, it was, Mike, that was interesting to hear from Dave and hear the Cleveland perspective, because most of the time when you talk to like Cleveland fans, they're just kind of fucking.
I've never talked to a Cleveland fan.
Really?
That's the only one I know.
They're like demoralized. Like it's just like, yeah, let's not even talk about it. Like they'll be like, let's talk about the Indians. You know what I mean?
I want to bring them on the show so people actually see there's actually a
yeah,
Browns fan out
exactly.
there.
We actually know someone. Yeah.
No, they're really out there, guys.
Yeah, they exist. They exist. It's cool.
Gaffney says 1 o'clock Sunday.
1 o'clock on Sunday. All right. But yeah, so I mean, it's interesting to see, different takes on teams. I mean, you get a lot of our opinions, but it's cool to hear, and especially Dave. Dave's a diehard.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's a fucking diehard.
We didn't even get to the Raiders on him.
I know.
He's also a Raiders fan, too.
And Dave's one of those people just kind of like what we think we are, too. He knows his shit. He knows his players. He knows his team well. So, and I mean, it just goes to show you, as we had said earlier with Hugh Jackson, I mean, you heard it firsthand from Dave. I mean, he said it.
How shitty are we, though? Bears, Jets, and Browns
The
fans.
Browns, fuck, man. Oh, man.
We got stamina. We just fucking the grossest. Yeah, right.
We bring Greg in every once in a while just to like make sure we have like a winner around us.
Yeah.
Gaffney's a Bills fan. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I know,
We
right?
suck.
It's like, wow.
Fuck.
We should change this to the cellar dwellers.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about how our teams will get better.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you Hugh Jackson is the problem in Cleveland, and you're talking. I mean,
Yeah, but I can't say that. No, and
we're hearing that from somebody here. Think about what it's like in Cleveland.
Yeah, but you know what? How many years of shit have they been through?
Sure.
It starts way beyond Hugh Jackson.
Yeah.
And give Hugh Jackson the time this year, see what he can do. If they still shit the bed, he's gone. He has to be. But like, you can't just put the blame on him because they've been bad for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when was the last time they had a winning record? 2000.
When did they make the playoffs? Was it?
They made the playoffs.
Yeah.
In my lifetime.
03?
Was Ernest Biner?
03. I was in the 6th grade.
Was that with
Bernie
Kosar and?
Hang on.
Let's see. 03. I was in the 6th grade. 12 years old.
That was. I mean, you're talking a long time. But you think about it. If Tyrod Taylor takes Cleveland to the
dude. Good for good for Tyrod.
Yeah, since '99, they've only had 2 winning seasons: 2002 and 2007.
Oh, 2007. I'm surprised it didn't that long. But if Tyrod
and
Taylor,
2002, so I was off by a fucking year. Is when they
Tyrod
last
Taylor
made the playoffs.
brings them to the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So now he just brought the Bills and the Browns to the playoffs.
Sure. That's saying something. Did you guys even like? in the times that we had talked to, had we even mentioned the Browns as a Tyrod Taylor spot? Like, that came out of nowhere for me. Like, when I saw that, I was like, huh?
I felt
like,
bad for him. Gaffney.
No, I didn't. I thought that was a great pickup by the Browns. I thought they just elevated their offense to the next tier.
When Gaffney texted me that, I was like, are you serious? I'm like, I feel so bad for Tyrod Taylor of all the places to go to.
No, that'd be a place I would want to go just because.
Once they said that they brought in Landry, and I remember they still had Josh Gordon.
Right.
And
well Taylor wasn't Taylor after Landry?
The way I heard it was I heard Tyrod Taylor first. I was working or something.
So but
But
Josh Gordon, Landry as a quarterback, I want to be there.
Now once I put that in perspective and heard about Landry, and I'm like, wow, they
and
put some
their
weapons
defense
around him.
isn't that bad. It's a decent defense. It's young as shit.
They had a good run defense.
Yeah.
So I think he's well off now. I think he's better situated now than he was in Buffalo.
I really hope he makes this his team, and I see him accelerating.
And that's why I say they got to go after Barkley first.
Yes.
Go after Barkley, get that stud running back.
Yep.
And we all know
Put your fucking mark, you know.
Just look at what's his name there in Dallas, their quarterback. What's his name?
Why did we just go fucking blank? They're fucking Dak.
Dak Prescott, yes. So Dak Prescott, look at how he did his first year when he had Ezekiel Elliott running the ball the whole year. They were a much better offense.
Well, they also had the best O-line in the fucking
league.
I
get that, whatever.
Yeah.
Besides my point. My point is when you got a strong running game like that, you hide the mistakes of the quarterback. He had LaShawn McCoy in Buffalo, which LaShawn McCoy is still a stud. But he never had those weapons on the outside. He never had those great wide receivers. I don't think they had anybody the size of Josh Gordon.
No.
And Landry can play, man. He's a great player. So I feel like now you add that, and then you put Carlos Hyde back there. But if you get Barkley, now you got the home run hitter. You got that kid that can really.
You've got somebody off. Defenses are going to focus on. It's going to open up the rest of your game.
Absolutely.
And Taylor's got fucking feet. That's where we're forgetting all of that.
No, I definitely
Stud running back, 2 great wide receivers. You have a quarterback that can take it on his own with his own fucking feet.
So now it's like now you got a lot more weapons.
Yep.
And your O-line doesn't have to be as stellar.
Right. It's a mediocre O-line. It's not as bad as Indy's. So.
And then you can address that in the draft.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what rounds 2 through fucking 5 are. There you go.
Absolutely. You could still get that quarterback at 4. So now you're set up for the future as well. But I would ride Tyrod Taylor.
I keep forgetting they have 2 of the fucking first 4 picks.
Right.
They could keep their fucking second pick, get the old lineman there, and now you're pissing a lot of teams off because I can't remember the guy's name, but there's a really good fucking guard coming out of Notre Dame. Is it?
I don't know.
I think the Bears are looking at, so they could solidify their old line there as well.
But I just feel like
I got to get in fucking draft mode at some point.
You got to get the best player available. Because somebody's like, well, they don't need a running back. It's not about need. You get the best player available. If you got a guy that's a generational player, you got a decent enough quarterback. You got a starting quarterback.
Right.
You can ride this kid for the next 2-3 years, and he'll be fine.
Well, Joe Thomas retires. Okay, well, there's not a no tackle that would need a number 4 pick, so you trade down in the first round.
Or you pick up your quarterback for the future in that draft.
Yeah.
With number 4.
Tyrod Taylor's relatively young. They could still do both. The Browns are in a great position because right now they can have their cake and eat it too. Those sons of bitches.
It kind of like to flip sports. It reminds me of what the Celtics did the past few years, where they started stockpiling first-round picks and trading down. Like last year they had the first overall. They went to Eastern Conference Final last year, right?
Right.
And they had the number 1 overall pick because of the trades that they made. Then they made another trade and got traded down to the 3rd and still got the best guy.
And it's still exactly. They still got who they wanted, which was
Jason
great.
Tatum, which is killing it this year. So the Browns it's almost like they're adopting that theory. They took Brock Osweiler last year so they can gain more draft picks.
Yep.
And we're starting to see it pay off now. They're using it. I like to call it.
They're still getting the quality
through
the quantity. That's a great GM.
And if you, like I said, you put Barkley back there with that team, you're looking at a good team.
Yeah.
You're looking at a not a laughingstock team
No.
anymore.
Yep. No. Again, I'm going to say it again just so everybody remembers. If Cleveland shits the bed, it's on Hugh Jackson.
At this point, yes. Once you put the talent around the around the coach, and he still shits the bed. Absolutely.
You know, the other thing about Hugh Jackson too is, does he make it through the season? Say they get off to a shitty start.
Oh, if they're like 0-6,
yeah,
0-6.
You've got a guy in Todd Haley who was I know who was a head coach. Who was a head coach. That's all I'm saying. A guy that was a head coach can get you to the end of the season. All right. Maybe it's a move. Or I think
coordinator.
I think Mike Pettin's their D coordinator. He's another guy who had experience.
Yes, that I'd rather go.
You know what I'm saying? So it's.
So which team do you guys feel helped themselves out most in the free agency?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland Giants didn't do too bad.
I also think,
but they're pretty much done as far as because what did I just say? They only have $5 million left.
Who'd they pick up besides Solder?
Ogletree.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know what? They didn't get Norwell, which would have helped them out a little bit. If they did, then they could go O-line in the draft. So
I definitely feel the Bears improved on offense, not so much on defense. Green Bay picking up.
Giants did get Stewart?
Yeah, Jonathan Stewart. But he's neither here nor there for me.
Yeah,
at this point.
I'm not excited about that.
I mean, I think if which I don't think John Dorsey's the type of guy that drops the ball, but I mean, I think if you're the Giants and you sit at 2,
Packers definitely help.
Packers and Lions, those motherfuckers.
You know who else
they're making a splash.
Quietly has 2, even though you lose Allen Robinson, but Marquise Lee they gave a big deal to is Jacksonville. I mean, they got another tight end today. They got Dante Moncrief who was very good in Indianapolis. He was good. I mean, let's put it this way. Jacksonville hasn't gotten worse, I don't think. They've only gotten better. There's teams you could say, hey, you lost a lot of guys or you haven't done anything, so you've gotten worse. Like, I genuinely think Arizona's gotten worse.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Arizona,
like, that's a team I think has gone backwards.
Jacksonville,
I think
because
Seattle.
Robinson didn't play all fucking season.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they were missing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were a team that only needed to tweak what they had.
Exactly. I mean, Seattle's the other one. You haven't done really anything to make yourself better. You can always get better. There's no room for saying that you can't. Right. and that's something that can be missed by some people is just because you're not doing anything. Like I think Dallas has gotten worse because they haven't done anything.
Well, because they don't have the fucking money
to
do
exactly.
a damn thing.
Which goes back to what you're talking about. This is why this is another reason why an owner should never run a team. All right, this is why Jerry Jones doesn't have a player personnel savvy. He's done it for a long time.
Doesn't he have his son doing it?
Well, I mean, who's making the final decision?
Right.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
But his son is doing more.
Yeah.
But even in that same breath, I mean, who's
Silbreth.
who's running the team? Even the coach is just a pawn. Damn well it's Jerry Jones running that team. If he wants, he's the Al Davis of the NFL. Right
do you think this is, if he has another year out of the playoffs like that, do you think Garrett's gone?
Garrett's gone, yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I think
Garrett's gone. I don't think you find another puppet like you do with Garrett. Garrett's like,
oh, you can find it for the right price.
Hugh Jackson will be available next year.
I'm surprised that Del Rio's still out there.
Yeah,
that is weird. And because he's still out there, that's it. Teams are.
He might want to take a year.
It could be true.
That's common for guys to want to just kind of take a year and spend maybe see your family for a little while. That's like.
I feel you.
Drew Brees re-signed.
He had a couple of days there, or a day and a half to maybe get a little feel. The Vikings reached out to him, but you knew the fucking Saints were going to sign him.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Can you imagine if he did hit the market like before the whole?
Well, there was it's called the legal tampering period now, which is like 2 days.
But can you imagine if he actually did hit the market before Kirk Cousins? It would have threw everything through a loop, man, because all those teams that were
he would be the Broncos starting quarterback next year.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Elway would have thrown all the money he had at him.
It is
to
true.
win it again, and go out just the same way that Manning did. Fuck it, why not? Who would you rather have?
And honestly, it does make sense. I mean, what's their salary cap? I mean, the Broncos, they're pretty off. They're pretty well off. They're in the top 10.
Yeah, so
they
could have made it happen, but I mean,
I like what they did with Case Keenum.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's a good choice until they can draft a kid that they really, really like.
I'm okay. That's solid. I don't think he's a one-hit wonder. I think he'll be better than serviceable.
And he's around Right. These are guys that play with Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? That you know,
he's in a good environment.
But you know what killed me last year, though? Like, Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch caught a lot of heat last year, but their wide receivers were dropping everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything.
Broncos could be going wide receiver in the draft. Just to get a young gun there.
Go young, yeah. I mean, I think they went young with wide receiver last year, too, and he wasn't that good. I don't know. But, you know, it's hit or miss. That's why he makes drafts.
Old enough or mature enough to, realize he made a mistake?
Yeah. You know, the other thing that kind of, besides Joe Thomas retiring too, there was a couple other guys that retired this week that kind of was really surprising to me too. Well, not surprising, but I don't know. You guys aren't going to know this name, but C.J. Fedorowicz was a tight end in Houston. I mean, it just brings light to this. This guy had
Chicken will have a problem with him.
Four. He had four.
Just saying.
He had 4 concussions in a month last year.
He should not be allowed to play the game again.
He's had so many concussion problems that he literally dating back to college and stuff. He was really good too, and he was kind of like that number 2 tight end. He had a good variety too between pass catching and blocking for Houston. So I mean, but he took a really really bad hit last year and he retired. There was Zach Sheriff too, that's shitty for. Drew Brees, because that was his blind man. That was his backside.
Yep.
So
he didn't shoot the sheriff.
No. Yeah. Sure. And I had one other one too. Oh, how about DeMarco Murray getting cut too?
Yeah,
he's gone. That's weird. Is DeMarco Murray done? Like, where's he go?
I think he still has life in him. I mean, he played pretty well 2 years ago. He was 3rd in the league in rushing.
Yeah, he's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder now.
Where do you think anybody would pick him up?
Jets.
See, now I would take DeMarco Murray on the Giants before I would have taken
Jonathan Stewart.
Stewart.
I mean, that's tough.
Stewart's
I
not
totally
horrible,
agree with that. Yeah, you're right.
Well, the one place too that you could see it is like, could he go to Cincinnati and like back up that idiot that's there that they just drafted last year? Like,
what about
Houston?
What I mean?
Like, what is it?
What about
Houston's not bad. I mean,
do
Lamar
a
Miller.
Do a 1-2 punch with Miller.
Yeah, and I mean, and Mike, you said it, and that's the way. I mean, I think that's the term to use, but I think the 1-2 punch thing is the standard now in the NFL.
Yes.
You have to have that now.
Absolutely.
There's no. I mean, even a guy like Le'Veon Bell still has D'Angelo Williams behind him, or did. I don't know if D'Angelo's back there or not, but you know what I'm saying. Even a guy like that still has somebody that you can't play every down. It's not the Barry Sanders. Oh, pardon me. Barry Sanders
my God, it was on air.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a changing of the guard. So who knows?
So I fucking love this show. We're just fucking average guys bullshitting about football, drinking beer, burping. Good thing we're not farting. I know.
Oh man,
that's awesome.
Torrey Smith trade, that was pretty surprising to me too.
Where did he end up going?
He went to Carolina, which I mean, Cam Newton finally might get a target. But Julius Thomas got released by Miami too.
I seen that. Yeah.
How he fell from the graces, huh? In Denver, he was the second coming of Jesus in Denver, and then he went to Jacksonville, shit. Then he went to Miami, shit. And, he's probably a guy. I think he did struggle with injuries and stuff like that. But I mean, dude, just to see where. I mean, fuck. Maybe he'll be a Jet. He could be an option now that Jenkins is gone. Safarian Jenkins is gone. Maybe he comes to New York and revitalizes his career. Give Teddy B some options here. Give my boy Teddy Bridgewater some options, baby.
You really think Teddy Bridgewater is going to end up being the quarterback?
No, I'm a count.
I think 8 games in, they make the change.
Yeah. Well, Tommy Savage is a free agent now.
No, Tommy Savage signed today.
Oh, did he?
Tommy Savage signed him?
Tommy Savage will be the backup quarterback for one Drew Brees.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh well, yeah.
So he ain't going to play.
That makes sense.
So he's
sweetheart.
he's going to get that $5 million a year. He's just going down there to collect that check. That's fine with me. You know what I mean? That's the best job in football.
And
I think.
learn.
Right?
I mean, you're learning under Drew Brees and Peyton.
Yeah, he got thrown to the Wolves. So yeah, take a year off. He's basically going to take a fucking year off and just learn. And you know what? Maybe he just needs to press the reset button. And
maybe he is that. He's a backup quarterback. There's nothing wrong with that. You get these guys like Chase Daniels, which I like in Chicago.
He's in his 9th year. He's been a backup the whole fucking time.
In this system.
Yeah.
In this system, because he came from Kansas City, So I like the fact that, you got somebody, which we've seen with Nick Foles, that knows the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super important.
You know what else surprised me too, which it makes sense because he didn't get much play. He was kind of like the odd man out at quarterback. Was AJ McCarron signing with Buffalo, and I fucking
oh my
love.
God, that happened today.
I
Holy shit.
fucking love that Buffalo still said we're like they've come out and said it. We are looking quarterback in the draft. Like they've let it slip to all their media guys, and they've pushed that through the rumor mill.
Well, like I said, they're still trying to trade up.
Yeah.
I get. Something's going to be done. They're going to try and get another third-round pick.
There's going to be some interesting trades coming right before the draft time.
Just this fucking thing just proves. I mean, like I said, the first 2 sheets of this are not even the first 2 sheets. The first sheet and like a half of the other sheet are from a week ago. The rest of this 15-page monstrosity is the past 2 fucking days. A shit ton has gone on. Now, granted, free agency did just start yesterday. Mm-hmm. So, but it just shows that teams are making moves. Shit's happening now. So I'm loving this time of the year.
You know, I think it's crazy. Everyone's like bitching about New England. We're not bitching, but they're saying New England's staying still. They're not doing anything.
Would you?
No. When you're New England, you never give up big money. There's nobody that big out there. Like
they're top team. You know, they're at 21 million. They're right there with the Vikings and the Raiders and the Bengals and the Cardinals. They're high middle tier for free agency money.
Just sit back and swoop in.
If nobody picks up Adrian Peterson, he's too old. Whatever, you let him sit there, and he's gonna be stewing. He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. And now he's gonna try. I got to prove myself, so I'll take whatever deal I can get.
Right, that prove it deal. Yeah. They have it in their heads. People play for less to play there, and you got a guy that you can put in goal line situations.
Sure.
And you got a leader in the locker room who's not going to listen to another Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's.
That's the only
they're
place
going to swoop
really
in.
see them
They're going to
going.
swoop in. That's what they
AP Hall of Famer, really?
Oh, absolutely. You don't think so? Really?
Short career. Then
come on.
Seriously?
No,
he's
yes.
He was just wondering.
I didn't know if you were being real there for a minute, bud. Like what? Like everything okay on that side of the table?
I just wanted you guys to defend yourselves.
You know what the defense for saying AP's not a Hall of Famer is? Fuck you. That's the defense. That's the fucking defense. Fuck you. All right? Is Brett Favre a Hall of Famer?
Fucking 19-year career later.
Oh, yeah. We go into the Hall of Fame because we play a long time, Come on now. My boy Paul Pezlesny retired.
I seen that, yeah.
I love that guy, man. I fucking love him. I loved him when he was in fucking Buffalo. He came from linebacker U, Penn State.
Giggity.
Penn State. No, he wasn't touched, I don't think. I'm not sure, though. Jury's still out by Jerry Sandusky. But, yeah, I mean, a lot of it's – you know who I'm surprised hasn't made moves, who needed to get better, who was – the only move they fucking made is re-signing Ryan Fitzpatrick, and that's Tampa Bay. They've they've got to have space.
Well, no, like I said, they re-signed their tight end. They upped I think Mike Evans. They re-upped Mike Evans.
Yeah. Right, so they kept
so they're hanging on to their
that
passing
was an extension,
game.
Though. I mean, those were both extensions. They're not going and making just one move. It also says to guys too. For instance, if you're in the Bears locker room and you're Trubisky, that fucking gives you confidence because you're like, fuck, they're trying to go out and help me. They realized what I dealt with last year, the fucking Josh Bellamy's of the world. All right, they realized what I went through. They're going out to try to help me. That gets you fucking fired
Doug
up.
Martin coming off of injury, not. Letting him go, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I figured they would have given him another.
No, he had a lot of trouble. He had a lot of trouble.
He had the off field. He had a really bad drinking problem.
And so they might go.
I have no
I'm surprised they haven't
to
gone
that at all.
I'm surprised they haven't gone running back at all. I'm surprised they haven't looked at some of the running backs in free agency.
They have, but see, they have. Even when Doug Martin was out, they had
Jacquizz Rodgers.
They had Jacquizz Rodgers and Charles Sims. And they like both. They kind of like both those guys, but like you said, there's no punch there.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, Jacquizz Rodgers is a hard-nosed player. I like the kid. He played for the Bears. I like when he played for the Bears. He's small, but he's not the team. He's not the guy you can build a franchise.
You're not
around.
getting 1,800 yards out of that dude.
You're barely getting 1,000 out of that dude.
Right.
Now, speaking of running backs too, I saw this kicking around Twitter a little bit. But what do you guys think about maybe trading Jordan Howard?
No, absolutely not.
No, that was
for Landry anyways.
You weren't here when we had this discussion. It was the last week or the week before. It turns out all that shit started because a fucking reporter heard somebody in the team cafeteria fucking talking. It was a fucking lunch lady, basically.
Really?
Yeah. Who just came up with some scenario.
And why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like why?
You've got a good setup. You've got a good situation.
Absolutely.
You've got Cohen and Howard. Why would you disrupt that?
And Cohen wouldn't be. Cohen's not your every down back.
No,
because
he's too small. He'll get beat up.
And then like, what are you looking at? Benny Cunningham at that point. I mean,
Woo!
Jordan Howard is your stud.
Yes.
He's your workhorse.
So yeah, back off.
I was just asking.
Going back to
you should have really watched last week's show.
But going back to Tampa, I did. Going back to Tampa Bay, wouldn't you get rid of trade Deshaun Jackson?
I don't think he has trade value though.
You don't think so?
I think you find more trade value in.
He's their quarterback.
Well, he's a wide receiver.
Who'd he say?
Deshaun Jackson.
Oh.
No, but I think at that when you get to be a certain age in the NFL, you don't have that trade value. Like you have trade value when you're like Mike Evans' age. No, I'm not saying trade Mike Evans. I'm just saying when you're in that ballpark, that's when you might have a value to someone. A Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard's age would make him accessible to trade. If you're nobody's gonna go out and trade for a 30-something-year-old Deshaun Jackson. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like Deshaun Jackson's been severely underutilized.
He's done well for them.
Not for Tampa.
Maybe he gets re-energized and plays better.
Because what's his name can't throw to him. He doesn't know how to throw to a guy that that's that fast.
Yeah,
dynamic. I mean, you're talking about one of the guys that was the most dynamic players. He was
unreal.
Anytime he touched the ball, he could have took it to the house.
They said there was I forgot who I was listening to on the radio the other day, but they were talking about how like they look at him right behind Devin Hester as like one of the best returners of all time.
He could be right up there. I mean, at that time that he was doing it in Philly.
I was going to say, he was killing people in Philly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
guys
seen
remember when he
a fucking documentary on this guy. I mean, he was fucking killing. He's fast as shit.
Do you remember when he beat the Giants running back around the field?
Yeah.
I watched that play live, and I'm like, nah, he's not going to do it. I was sitting with Ryan, and I was like, if you're the special team coach of the Giants, all you do is just say, stay in your fucking lane.
Yeah.
All right?
Don't give this guy an inch. Don't.
And he fucking right back up and touchdown. They beat him. That's how they beat him.
And Winston doesn't know how to play with that guy. He doesn't know how to get the ball to him. And you see, and he disappears from games. And you're like, this guy is a beast. If I were Kansas City, I would have made a play for him.
I'm out on Jameis Winston, man.
Honestly, KC makes
I'm not happy with him
makes a fucking. That's a perfect. You try to outthrow him.
Right.
Seriously,
exactly.
try to outthrow him, and that's a perfect place for him because you've got all those small, short, wide receivers. He can stretch the fucking field for you. That's a perfect place.
I mean, did he or did he not have success under Andy Reid?
Or yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yep.
Case in point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
KC point.
KC point. Or in Denver. Bring him to Denver.
Yes.
Right. Look what he did with Thielen and Diggs. I mean, now you give him
man.
a guy like Deshaun Jackson out there to take the top off.
Adam Thielen, that dude's coming for a payday soon.
To go back to Cousins with Thielen and Diggs, do they have the same offense?
Well, they got a new coordinator now.
Right.
And now you got to work in Delvin Cooks.
Yeah, you know what surprised a lot of people too that I saw was everybody kind of thought that for sure McKinnon would return to Minnesota, but he went to San Francisco.
Well, he wanted to be a number
He wanted to be the dude.
Is everybody just bailing to San Fran right now because of Garoppolo?
John Lynch, man, will give you what you want. John Lynch.
They're paying people.
John Lynch knows.
making
John
happen.
Lynch knows, man. He's done a really
and
nice
they
job.
still got plenty of. They're in the fucking top 10. They got $42 million left. They still got money to.
So if you're a wide receiver, why wouldn't you want to go there? Who's their number one right now? Did they pick anybody up in the offseason
What's
yet?
that?
Sill's their number one. They're fucking terrible.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if you're,
I am a fucking a slot receiver. Give me the diamond. It's there.
Yeah, exactly.
I still think
timing routes though. Timing routes.
If Des Bryant gets cut, he should look at going over there.
Yeah.
If you're a wide receiver, you should be looking to go unless that's where they're going to go in the draft is wide receiver.
It's too bad. It's too bad Crabtree fucked up so bad in San Francisco when he got drafted by them because that would be the perfect landing spot for him.
Yeah, him and
there's no way him and Sherman are fucking teammates.
Not a fucking chance. But think about that.
I
though.
really want to.
Every time I see him, I went, my grandmama gave me that chain. He's always getting his chain ripped off. It's like, then don't wear it.
Dude, and him and Talib, could Crabtree go to L.A. with Talib there now? They fucking hate each other too. Remember, he's the one with he ripped his chain.
Yep.
Talib was the one that ripped his chain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 Chainz.
yeah, two
The
times.
rapper?
Well, and then wasn't the second time that he ripped the chain off? Didn't he tape it together just to fuck with him? No, I heard that's what he did. He had it unclipped or he taped it together so that when Talib would do anything, the chain would instantly fall and they'd have a reason to go at it. That was rumor back when that originally happened.
No
yeah,
shit.
That's what a lot of people said. Like I think like an unnamed
so
source
he
in the
wouldn't break
locker
the
room.
clip. Okay, so at that point you're just fucking. You're not even out there to play football. You're
He
just
did
out
it-
there to start a fucking.
He did
fight.
it to brawl. Well, dude, they brawled the second play of the game.
That's what Talib. Why else would Talib be ripping off his chain?
Talib's a fucking scumbag.
To start a fight, but then you get you get in the guy's head, just like when what's his name was going after Odell Beckham.
I don't like.
In their head.
I don't like thug. As far as football, hockey, sure, but as far as football goes, I don't like thug ball. I'd rather I get in your head and then you get pissed and come at me than just go out there to try and start a fight.
So you wouldn't take a Dominic
second
Sue.
play of the game because second play of the game. I'm not in your head yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, so it's pre. This is like almost predetermined.
Yeah, but you get that first personal foul, and then you get in their head later in the game, and then you take them right out of the game.
Yeah,
which I think happened. I think they both got.
They both got tossed.
Oh yeah, but they both got tossed. So I'm just.
So now you eliminate two of the best players on each side.
Yeah,
but
both are limited.
Was Talib the one that almost went into the crowd after that happened? No, that was at the end of another game. But Talib started jawing at because it was in Oakland.
It was Lincoln Kennedy.
Christ. Lincoln Kennedy.
Remember that? Oh my God.
Lincoln Kennedy. No, somebody did it this year too. Somebody hit him in the head with a beer, and it was like right toward the end of the season, and he tried to go in the stands. He got ejected. It was Bennett from now think about the Philadelphia Eagles too, man. Fucking they got Michael Bennett. Holy fuck me.
He's older. He did get 8.5 sacks. So it's just like I'm hoping he's on the downturn.
Chris Long was old too when he went there, and he had a fucking hell of a year.
And you know what? His brother got cut from New England.
Hot lunch.
Yeah.
I can't stand Martellus
I know you
Bennett.
fucking hate him.
He's such a punk. He leaves.
He's
the
done.
team and
He's
he
done.
just where's he gonna go? He
Yeah, I
talks
think his
shit about
career's
every
over.
organization that he leaves, and
see, he did it. That's the thing. Every organization he leaves, but now he can basically, because he's so old, he's admitted to his career. He can talk shit about anybody. He's done. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, he
disappear
burnt
in
every
obscurity.
bridge.
Yes.
He burnt every. He was never getting re-signed with a team he left.
he was never as good as he could have been. Like he was one of those guys that had all the tools, but like I said, like we said the other day on the show, when you throw to a Gronk, when you throw to Jimmy Graham, when you throw to these guys, they're your Witten, they're your security blanket.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 90% of the time you throw to them, that's the ball's going to get caught, and that's your outlet. He would drop a lot of those easy passes. You know what I mean? And then catch
He'd make
a hard
the tough
one.
ones. Yeah, he'd make the
Jeremy
tough ones.
Shockey-esque. You know what I mean?
Jeremy
like
Shockey, yeah.
all show, no go.
Yeah.
Similar
personalities too.
Exactly. And what happened to Shockey? Never really.
No.
I mean,
he got a fucking huge tattoo on his arm. That's what he did. He got a fucking huge American flag on his arm. That guy is fucked.
He just faded out. Did he?
How much coke do you think that guy did in his life?
Oh my God.
Did he get
Not as much as Lawrence Taylor.
after his Giants career? I don't want to have to look it up. But did he go anywhere
Yes,
else?
he went to New Orleans for a little while.
That's
Oh, that's right.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
put him in New Orleans.
And I
yeah.
believe he actually went to
Why am I
Carolina
thinking?
for a while.
I was
too.
just I'm like, why am I thinking Panthers?
Yeah, I think he went to Carolina because it was him and Olsen together.
That was Olsen's like first year in Carolina. I think.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I think he was kind of like the heir apparent because I think he transitioned a lot of tight ends. If you think about like two tight ends, I mean,
Yeah,
he
so did
transitioned. Hey, Jesus Christ!
He played too.
I
believe that's Jesus.
Yes, Jesus Cristo. He had Jimmy Graham after him in New Orleans, and then he had Olsen after him in Carolina.
And
So
then-
maybe he is a teacher.
Oh no, it was Boss that came after him in Giants.
Kevin Boss, man, jeez,
Yeah.
who pulls Kevin Boss out? It's fucking.
And you know
it's
what
fucking
tells-
8:03 on a Thursday night, and you pull Kevin Boss.
We
out.
got 7 minutes.
But you know what got me too is when the Bears went to the Super Bowl against Indy, and it was pouring down rain, and Mike Brown was hurt. And where was Mike Brown? He was on the sidelines with his team, in the pouring down rain, rooting on his team. The next year, when the Giants went to the Super Bowl, and what's his name was hurt. The hell's his name? John blanking already.
Shockey?
Yeah, Shockey.
I'm like,
he
we
was
were just
up,
talking about
up
it.
in the booth.
Yeah.
Watching his team from up in the booth, eating dinner, drink,
Right.
I'm like, you should gotta be on the sidelines with your team. And that's when you knew he was gone. You know what I mean? Like, that's your team, man. You want to be out there with your troops. You don't want to be sitting in a freaking luxury booth.
Right.
You know, when your team, I mean, yeah, if it's another team and you're just going there as a visitor, sure, fine. But when that's your team out there going to battle, you need to be on the sidelines with them. And you're a leader on the team. In the Super Bowl, and you're supposed to be a leader on that team.
Yeah.
These players look up to you. You need to be on the field with them.
I agree.
You know, and that was the difference between, I looked at like Mike Brown the year before that in a pouring down rain, sitting there getting soaked while his team got beat right there on the sidelines. And that's where you need to be.
Sure.
So that was my problem with Shockey.
Yeah, I mean, that's that Miami mentality though. He went to Miami for college. All those guys are kind of scumbags that go to Miami.
Not Warren Sapp.
The Catholics and the convicts, baby. The
Devin
Catholics and the
Hester
convicts.
just stomped a guy. After that, he was quality.
You talking about Hester?
Yeah.
You know, I kept waiting. I was worried about Hester. I always thought he was going to be like one of those prick players, those problematic.
Turned out to be one of the nicest guys.
Role model player.
Yes.
Like coming out of college, you know, coming from the U and what he did with the stomping and the whole Deion love, you know, like him and Deion were, you know, whatever. But no, it never happened. I kept waiting for this guy to get in trouble and do something stupid, and he never did. Or like, not even
Pac-Man Jones, he was not, who was also a free agent recently.
Found that one in the booklet, huh, Sil?
Yeah. Adam Jones, it's in there.
His mugshot.
He's another guy. Where does he go? I mean, he's played pretty well since he's come back from his fucking hiatus in prison.
But Cincinnati's a good place for him. You know what I mean? When you got Burfict over there, like being the real asshole, like he looks like an angel over there.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of the 12 disciples.
Right?
It was fucking great. Fuck. No, I mean I'm excited to see. I mean, shit. There'll be another fucking 10 pages tomorrow.
I know, dude. I had to convert all this to an Excel spreadsheet because printing out the fucking web pages would have been 3 pages per list, and there's 16 fucking pages. They didn't have the whole thing.
Pages.
They didn't have the whole thing in one just straight down line where I could just select it, copied and paste. It was 16 pages of, I guess, maybe 25 names per sheet. But to print out the one sheet was 3 pages of fucking paper. I'm like, no, fuck this. Copy, paste. I had to do it 16 fucking times into an Excel spreadsheet. Space
Does anyone
it out.
at your job listen to our show? Because I feel like this was an all-day affair for you. Like,
No,
were you like, I'll bang in the afternoon and just do the...
It took me fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah,
it really did. It was a pain in the ass, but once you get sucked in, you're good.
Sure, yeah.
So how many pools did you play today?
Fuck, I've got 6 going.
Holy shit!
6, yeah.
I filled out one at 10:30, and that's it.
You were like that mad scramble guy.
Yeah.
Just banged it out quick. Like, yeah. I mean, no, man, I can't ask for a fucking better week of sports. So, I mean, for me, baseball's back, football, and now
free agency,
tournament.
NCAA tournament, and fucking baseball coming up.
Cuse actually won.
Oh, I know. How about that?
That was the shittiest fucking game last night, dude.
Man, that was tough to watch.
Oh,
that was tough to watch.
My goodness. Syracuse fan forever, but I openly admit this is the worst Syracuse basketball team in the past fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
They're gross. And to see them now, they played great defense. They forced Arizona to just play even shittier.
Yeah.
They won with 40% fucking field goal percentage last night. That's fucking gross.
It was a terrible game.
Just awful.
And I was going into that game, watching that game too, and I'm like, you know what? I specifically left that because I think they play TCU maybe in the next one. I'm not sure.
Yeah. 9:10 tomorrow night. 9:40.
I specifically left that game blank because I was like, you know what? Like, I could see, like, Bobby Hurley, when he was at UB, was like, his teams went on a run one time in the tournament, like they won 2 games or something like that. And I was like, you know what? Like, I like that Arizona State team a little bit. They have, like, a couple seniors and stuff. And then, man, that fucking game last night, I was like, I got to about 4 minutes into the game, and I was like, TCNU, here we go.
You could easily. I mean, it was just, at one point, I just got out of the gym, hopped in the car, and there was, maybe 10 minutes left in the fucking first half. Syracuse had a 5-point lead.
Yeah.
And on my ride from the gym to home, Syracuse missed 6 foul shots. Jesus. Lost this 5-point lead and was down by 1. I go, I don't really want to fucking watch this game in a second.
Oh, yeah. I went over to Dick Smith's last night to watch the game. I'm like, I'll go out for this game. It'll be a pretty good one. And I fucking wasted a drunk on that game. You know what I mean? Like, I wasted a fucking good drunk on that game, Like, what the fuck? But no,
Well, at
I
least they won.
Yeah.
So it's not a total waste.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
It was a
sitting there
shitty
with my
game.
wife, and she's like, "Are you just gonna bitch all game?" I'm like, "Fucking ain't right. I'm gonna bitch all game."
Hey, don't worry about it.
Because it's like I wanted him to lose, so I would be right that they don't belong there. But at the same time, I'm going, "Yes, I'm cheering them on." You know, it's like I was such an internal battle.
Yeah. Oh man, it was rough. But yeah, I'm excited for the tournament.
Eat
This
the
is
sandwich. Right.
These next 2 days are always fun day. Like it's literally college basketball nonstop. So I'm excited. It's a good time. So.
And
then Saturday, baby. Then
Saturday,
Saturday.
we're gonna be at O'Donnell's Pub.
I can't. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a blast last year. It's gonna be a blast this year. You know, brought to you by.
So
Nick
are we
Passalacqua and
all
Associates.
outside this year? We're not inside at all.
No,
We're just all
outside.
On the deck.
Just like last year.
On the upper deck, right?
Just like last year. Yep.
I wasn't there last year.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. I didn't go to St. Patrick's Day
Mentally
that year
or physically?
because there was 3 of them. I
Yeah.
went to
Oh,
one
yeah.
of them, the first one.
There was
So we went to
3
the
of
wrong
them.
one.
The D was out there on the 3rd one.
Yeah.
It was
It was such a
parade day.
clusterfuck last year. I
there was the
remember, like-
original one, then there was
Yeah.
St. Practice Day, then there was the rescheduled date.
Dude, I think this one's gonna be I think this is
This
gonna be a
is on
blowout.
St.
I think this
Patrick's
is gonna be a
Right.
blowout
So-
for Varick Street.
And
so.
It's gonna be so
They're
packed.
saying it's like 28 degrees, but I think it's probably gonna get up.
Wear a
I
jacket.
think everybody will be, as far as weather goes, it's supposed to be sunny. You'll be fine.
Yes.
You will be fine. We were at the Heart Run and Walk. It was like 36. It's an 8-degree fucking difference.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Just wear a layer.
And it's gonna be a great time, man. We're
Yeah.
gonna have a blast. So I'm excited. Saturday it's gonna be good, and you guys Sunday here are gonna be here for the.
Yeah, we've got our fantasy baseball draft. I got roped into the EC league. Not roped in. I'm in it. So
For the
I usually,
baseline.
dude. I usually don't play. I usually don't play fantasy baseball, but the guys asked me, so I said, "Fuck it, why not? Let's have a good time."
So this is your first time, huh?
This is my first time in this league. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you've played it in the past.
Yeah, I played it in the past, but I'm really not. Sometimes I'm not a huge fan of it because it takes a lot of upkeep, especially this league. Like I know these guys are real serious, so like I used to.
Yeah,
when
that
I was
JP.
Yeah, I know. When I was watching, or when I was still down at the bar, working down at the bar, Dave used to always come in and update me with his team and stuff like that. So I know they take it; it's real. So which I like. Whenever you play like fantasy sports or anything like that, there's nothing worse than. You know, and that's the problem you have with baseball. People don't want to commit to it. There's nothing fucking worse than you do the draft, and for like a month, everybody's like really excited about it, and then fucking there it goes kaputs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate that. And you get that sometimes with like non-committed people in like fantasy football and stuff like that. I fucking can't stand it. If you don't want to play, don't play. I'm not gonna hate you.
They get like Drew Brees on their bench.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
oh
Like
my God.
As long as their money's up front, I don't give a shit.
I understand that. I understand that, but like it's like you
Takes
go
the
into
fun out a
you
little.
go into that week.
Right.
You go into that week and you're like all excited. I look forward to fantasy on Sundays.
I beat you, but I
know?
could have lost because you were fucking lazy.
And you fucking you've got like last year I played in a league that with a couple of buddies of mine from college. Like one of them had Jordy Nelson in his lineup the whole season.
Oh, speaking of which, who is a free agent, by the way?
Who is now?
well, he's going to be a Raider. Yeah.
Oh, is he? I didn't
signed,
see
Oh
that.
yeah. Well, they let go of Crabtree, so they got it. Yeah.
He
Oh, I
signed
did
this
not see
afternoon.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, I
he
must
signed
have
this
missed that one.
afternoon. Yeah, probably when you were on. So
Oh, yeah.
he signed this afternoon. So that's a good pickup for Oakland. Fuck it.
Hey,
So-
Derek Carr's got another weapon.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ, the
But-
rich keep getting richer.
You know what? We got to get out of here. Just before we go, I just want to say a good quality home inspection is priceless. Call Josh Amodio at 315-525-8725 for your next home inspection. In-depth detail reports, thorough inspection, and pays attention to details. Josh has had been a home construction business his whole life and knows the importance of a good quality home inspection. Call Josh before you put your home on the market, looking to buy a home, or just want to update your home. Josh can do it all for you. Call him today, 315-525-8725. Thanks, guys, and we will see you out on Saturday.
Hey, have a great night, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Saturday.
Hey, it's Adeline Bandych from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Passalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Passalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Passalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Passalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.